direct contradiction to what God says, but yet he still believes the globe. You guys remember this at all, or?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he's more than welcome to come in.
Well, right. I'm not.
And have this
I don't want to
discussion
be
with
hostile. I mean, if he's another brother of the faith, the last thing I want to do is, put another stumbling block in his path.
Yeah, I agree.
See,
Don't want to do that.
Yeah, there's factors to it, like, it's on a spiritual level, and sometimes God might not want you to see that, who knows?
Yeah. Hey, PJ, what's up, brother?
Hey, all good. How's it going?
Good,
Welcome,
good.
PJ.
Groovy. See you guys.
So yeah, tonight we're gonna see if anybody's gonna come present. I got a video lined up in case that we can watch until someone decides to man up. What's up, Roger?
I doubt that's going to happen, but yeah, well, not much. How about yourself? When was the last time we had anybody come in with a topic or anything to present?
They're too scared. I don't know why. Why people are so scared of this channel? Am I too harsh on people when I debate them?
I dare say it's not so much fear; it's discomfort. And welcome, Roger. Because I remember when I was a Glober Christian, going over all this flat Earth stuff. I'm like, oh God. That means that a very large portion of what we call the world is lying their tushes off.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
And that's a large thing to absorb or chew on. You can't just eat a whole steak at once. You have to cut that thing up and then chew it and eat it.
Well, you see, that's why when I recorded my testimony, I added that about miners' strike, because at such a young age in England, I saw that governments weren't for people. I knew there was something not right, even at 5-year-old.
It's good that a 5-year-old has more discernment than most.
From the mouths of babes.
What causes the direction of the wind?
I mean, only at a very basic level, because I knew what a government were sort of like, I'd be watching I'd be sat watching news with my mum and my grandparents and that, and I'd see Maggie Thatcher, I knew who she were and that, so I had some idea, but it were only a basic, but I just knew there was something weren't right, seeing people and police fighting on the street,
Yeah, I just want to say this to Maya Marsa Racing Malamut or whatever. He's asking what caused the direction of wind. I don't think you understand how this works tonight. Because if you have a belief in something, you can come in and present your belief and then tell us why you believe it, and then we can have a discussion about it.
It depends where the warmer air rises and where the cooler air rushes in. It depends where it rises at. In what direction the wind's got to come
I'm going to have a stab in dark and say that it thinks that direction of wind is caused by Earth turning or something.
Probably. He's probably a glober, but like I said, tonight is if you want to come present your belief system, and then we can discuss why they believe it and stuff. And he probably believes that, the wind is caused by Earth spin. So then he must come present it. Then I'm more than happy to, we're more than happy to have this conversation with him. But just to say, what causes the wind, blah, blah, and then stays a coward in chat, that's unfortunately not going to... That's not going to...
Keith, I dare say,
no, but sorry, wait. Let me just finish, man. Let me just finish my statement. Wait, let me finish my statement, man. There's a reason I'm saying this. Is because, unfortunately, I get a lot of trolls in chat. And they always demand an answer for a question, but they're never man enough to come in and just have the discussion with me. So... tonight it's not going to work the way. I'm not going to just answer you guys.
They'd be vulnerable.
Yeah, but that's insane. I'm not.
I mean, how many people do you know who are comfortable with being vulnerable?
Yeah, but the point I'm making is, they always expect me to hop and just answer them, but they're too scared to come on the chat.
Very familiar.
So if they want an answer, they can either send a super chat or they can come in and have a discussion.
Well, to me, I mean, it's simple. Wherever the warm air is rising, then the cool air's got to rush in. So that's the direction it's got to come from. Isn't it?
Like I said, goes right over the head, I guess.
I would say, what do you think causes currents in lakes and stuff like that?
Well, don't winds change direction? I see it happen on a lower level on a daily just because of the temperature. But I think he's making reference to the trade winds above us. I'm not really sure how they got started.
He says, "How does it work?" He says, "Not explain that, but how does it work in a dome? In a closed
dome? Well,
no, close. How does it work close to the dome? Oh, why wouldn't?
No.
What?
I haven't been there. Have you?
No, but why wouldn't it work?
I don't know.
We're in an enclosed. We're in an enclosed plane anyway, so we know it works.
You wouldn't have air pressure to begin with.
I mean, like, what's ice been exposed to wind? Like, I mean, a few 100 foot.
Mm-hmm. Emma says, "I'll stay a coward in chat." Well, bless you, Emma. Don't worry, Emma.
Oh.
This is specifically targeted at no-name troll accounts, Emma. Yeah.
And even if they don't come on, we can talk about what they don't want to talk about.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
But it's good to see everybody. Guys, hit the likes, please. Share the show. So, yeah. I'm just saying, I'm not going to answer him if he's not going to, well, him or her, whoever it is, like, that account.
You don't have a precise answer. I mean, that's not a default thing where, like, oh, because you don't have a direct answer, that somehow means you're wrong, which is what a lot of ways Globers go, which is what we used to do, you know, in some ways, you know. You have to have a direct answer.
And the reason I say, Tim, you're a man, is because it's literally in your name, Tim.
His account doesn't seem too trolly. He's been there since 2022. So
that doesn't make him not a troll. That doesn't make him not a troll because he's been here since 22.
Hey, how's it going, Reconnaissance? How's it going, Sam?
Hey, what's going on, man?
Hello, Sam.
How are you? Hi. Just
Sam.
jump in not for too long because I get things to do.
That's good to see, man. Yeah, we've been going through your discussion with Jaren and Dave for the last few evenings. We're just giving it a bit of a rest tonight. We'll probably have to do more on the series.
It's heavy. I'm making like a resume, director's cut version of it.
Oh yeah, I saw that last video you made, and I gave a like. I just saw it like an hour ago.
Thanks.
Yeah, I love it.
Thank you.
Yeah, call those boys out, boy.
Well,
one thing that is interesting, that Tim person says, I believe that the supernatural does not exist.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Well, how do you discount?
Well, we shouldn't entertain silly notions like that at this point, I don't think.
Well, to have natural, you have to have a supernatural to have created the natural.
Yeah.
You ask me.
Yeah.
The supernatural
like,
had to exist.
There'll be like nothing.
Supernatural had to exist before nature could. So.
Right.
Yeah. It's a process of elimination. Like it had to come from somewhere.
Yep.
And
how have we got the supernatural though from direction at winds?
Yeah, I have no idea.
Man, I really don't. He doesn't believe that the place was created by somebody. It's well too designed to say, "Oh yeah, it just happened." You know, creation just fell on a rock and created itself.
There's a lot of evidence for it, by the way, Tim. But like I said, I'm more than happy to entertain it if you come in and have a discussion about it.
No, but yeah, I mean, on the opposite side, you know, as a Christian, it's like, you know, or not just a Christian, just a straight up believer in God, where you know you're in a contained system. Where does the wind come from? And when we look into it, it's like, yeah, it is rather belief based. Where it's like, well, you know, God appointed angels to direct winds.
Yeah. But also the physics does give a notion that the wind comes in an enclosed system. I mean, if you just know anything about Bernoulli's principle as well, you would know close to surfaces, especially when it's in, you know, like funneling down, the air speeds up and that creates a current. if you understand anything about entropy and thermodynamics, you'll understand that heat causes the air to move fast as well. I've shown this before with demonstration, where a guy takes a pipe and he takes ice buckets on the one side, and the other side he has some smoke, and as soon as he heats it up, it starts pushing that air current right through that pipe and pushing that smoke through. It's just the physics of air. It's got nothing to do with the spinning Earth. Your Earth can spin in as much as you want, as much RPMs as you want. It's never going to Velcro air to it to make it move in a certain direction.
So
But
take
the big problems if air were Velcroed to Earth, like there's some serious problems.
Yeah.
That's a serious problem. Take Bernoulli's principle and apply it to a container, right? If there's a surface up there, that would cause the winds to press against it. It would, especially with heat up there and cold, it would actually make it move faster, right? Yeah. Just like it does with the mountains here and the lower levels. So faster winds up higher because of a container.
If you've realized, let's for instance take a high mountains as well. It's windier by the mountain than it is away from the mountain at the same altitude.
You get you get a downdraft on the mountain. Like when they said in TFE there was no wind there because of the mountains. No,
it's opposite.
Windier. You get a downdraft. You know, make it a lot windier.
And when I lived in Flagstaff mountains, the winds were incredible. The downdrafts were coming up Humphreys in San Francisco. Like you know where you were.
Even just coming in this building when it's not too windy, when it's a normal day, just a slight breeze that might flick my hair a little bit. When you come closer to this building because it's 90 foot high or whatever, it's you get a terrible draft when you just come into the door. It's closer you get to it, the windier it gets. You know, so you imagine it with a mountain. You know, especially with gradient slopes as well. This is like directly down 90 degrees with direction. You know what I mean? With the gradient slopes and that as well in different degrees, it's going to go all over the place in that little valley. You know what I mean?
So how would a vacuum create winds? That's my question. If there's an empty void above us, the low pressure system is not.
But I mean, a vacuum is devoid of air pressure.
A lightning fast updraft.
Big columns of wind blowing up.
So where's the pressure coming from this
Case, there is something that what you said before that is confirmed in the Bible, because you're saying that wind might be linked to heat. Well, in the book of Ecclesiastes, like number 1 verse 1, chapter 1:6, it is said that the sun is going, it's a famous verse, sun is going around the north and along the south, and then the verse keeps on going, and it says that actually it is the wind with the sun that also goes the way the sun goes. Like there is a notion of the wind being created by the sun. Actually, if we're in a closed system, the only two things that are moving inside is the sun and the moon. What else?
And the stars. Well, that's the thing we talked about last night as well. The Bible says the stars are put in the firmament. You know what I mean?
In the firmament of the firmament. In the
inside
firmament of the firmament.
Yeah, in the firmament of the firmament. So
in the layer, inside, of course.
So that's interesting, because if you think about the sun and moon, like you say, are moving in the heavens. I guess it's like in the sky. The stars and stuff seem to be a bit further.
I've always wondered why when you see these high altitude balloon camera footage, you never see any stars. You see sun, you see moon, you don't see no stars. And
that's
where I live,
it's like all of a sudden they just disappear.
Yeah, like where I live, there's tremendous amounts of street lights and that light, and I can still see stars. You know what I mean? So I don't understand. It's almost like you rise above it.
That's weird.
And it always makes me think of Satan when he says, "I'll rise above the stars of heaven."
Good thinking. Yeah.
If Wendy's on, mind the language, please, in chat.
Yeah, it's a bit rough, but good to see everybody, guys. Glad you could make it. But Sam, what responses have you been getting from your discussion with Jaron and Dave?
For now, not much, because I've been busy. I wasn't too available. So, but the thing is that I've been having a lot of trolls, like globe trolls, like very aggressive, very like whoa, insulting and everything. I said, just don't get nervous. Don't get nervous. It's all right. You got smoked, but that's all right. And but the thing is, for now, I'm not in contact, with Jaren. I was in contact with him through Messenger, back and forth until the meeting, and now just stopped. There's nothing, and I have no reaction. People, a lot of flatters, tell me that went good, that was good, and everything, but I don't have much more than that. I don't know. I didn't discuss it much.
Yeah, so far so good. So far so good. Yeah.
Yeah, so far so good. It was not so bad, but the thing is that it's not over. That TFE thing is not over. I'm making a next video now to say that I have a theory that it might have the other objectives, that TFE thing, and that it might be successful in these objectives. That means actually, when you think about it, it was never to prove that the Earth was a globe. That's ridiculous.
Well, there's one thing that I've noticed since TFE, the entire truth community, if you want to call it that, has gone crazy.
That's a consequence. But the thing is that the success of TFE is actually Jaren and Austin, because one came out as a glober, like I said, and another one came out as a new kind of flat earther, the one kind of that
new age.
They were true earthers anyway. They weren't flat earthers. They were true earthers.
But it goes. There is a logic. It goes somewhere. That's what I'm trying to explain. I'm going to explain that in my next video, because actually it's like it looks like a fiasco, and it looks like it, but it's not. I believe we're being played. We're being fooled, because the objectives have been reached. I believe so. We can talk about it later on. I'm just going to develop this in a short video, like a few minutes.
Well, I'm not so upset about it exactly, because it's shown me a rather more solid core of truthers who can see it for what it is.
Mm-hmm.
Exactly.
They're just lying their tushes off, and we can see it, and they know it. They're just trying to convince people who are still, wishy-washy.
Yeah, it's kind of separated the wheat from the chaff.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Exactly.
If you notice, Sam, they're still defending it now. I mean, if it actually true, and they wouldn't have to do these little meetups and try to convince people that what they did was actually real, would they?
Exactly. That's what I told them. I told them, you have too much to prove. When you have too much to prove, that means there's a problem. You have too much to justify, too much to,
We have to go across the world to prove that it's actually a ball. Like, no, you don't.
And proved it were flat while crossing that ball.
They had so much opportunity to do so much more things to show it's a globe, okay? And they just totally failed on that.
But have you seen their faces? Have you seen how they're like dying, like somehow?
We said that. They all look like they've got some kind of diarrhea sickness or something, because they've all lost so much weight. Something. They look older. They look stressed out.
Maybe they're running out of.
What happens when you like the humanity?
Well, it's like they should be stressed out, because there is no rest for the wicked.
But you know what I suspect? I suspect that these people, for lying the way they are lying, like openly, with a straight face to everybody for so long, I believe at one point they might use some kind of drugs. I couldn't be lying all the time. I can lie, like quickly, but I wouldn't be able to just
lie
for months and months. And it's like you need to be on drugs. You lie on drugs that can help. That can help with that.
You've also got to be on drugs to believe them.
Yeah, you've got to have a good memory if you're a liar as well. Because if you're lying, you've got to lie on top of lie just to cover the last lie. Mm-hmm. It's not good. It's not a good thing.
And every one of the people they say that they convinced, I'm not even convinced they were like ever flat earthers, like on that scope.
No, of course not.
It's so weird. It's almost like they're prop ups.
Exactly.
I was a flat earther, but now I'm back to the globe. Like, no, you weren't.
Well, look at what was his name? Speak Truth. Is it Speak Truth? See Truth, Speak Truth. What was his name?
STST, yeah.
STST. See Truth, Speak Truth, or whatever.
That was a joke.
Yeah, he was a joke flat earther. He was not a flat earther. His evidence for it was, look at the fence in line with the sky. Brilliant.
Yeah, but I mean, we called this out like so long ago,
well,
where you could see it was literally like satire. You know what I mean? He wasn't. He was playing flat earther while he's wearing his NASA jacket.
NASA, yeah.
he's rubbing your nose in it.
Yeah.
Now think
Yeah,
about
well,
their.
he did write lies on it, NASA lies, but it was just a gimmick. It was a gimmick because remember when you come on and we had on your stream, Flats, and I asked him about, well, look, okay, fair enough, you're going from flat Earth back to globe, but you were very against NASA at one point as well. So is NASA now okay? Oh yeah, I believe them now. He was all good with that. So yeah.
So you support Katy Perry and her, Blue Origin launch, right? Hooray!
So,
Never mind that when the thing landed, it's like in different sizes and different captions and videos, right?
That was all the show, Derek.
Oh
Now,
yeah.
think of-
No. You can only open the door from the outside, right?
yeah, that'll make no
And then
sense.
Google literally changed the definition of the freaking entire thing. Like, oh no, they can't open it from the inside.
It's just an
They have to have an
emergency hatch. Emergency hatch. It's like,
You can have an emergency in space.
We
You
all
need to
saw
open the
that.
door.
Like, oh, Katy Perry opens the door. Oh wait, and then she had to shut it again. Like, you're not supposed to do
Isn't
that.
that how that Gussum guy that died? They couldn't open that lander thing that they were training inside. They couldn't open that from inside.
No, so it's like with the Globers, it's like, why aren't they like, all, cheering like football fans, like, oh, hooray for Blue Origin?
it is a
And
trip.
literally,
Like,
none of the ones we are arguing with have cheered for it. None of them.
It was a bit. It looked like. I mean,
They may have shown it, but there's none of them that are like, oh yeah, that totally happened.
Yeah, those are like that's the point. We are having in front of us, like a civilization of degenerates, like crazy mad people. They're crazy. They have to be crazy. Look at the in India. Those people watching that Lego style. The Moonlander there, and like with that flag like this. Oh yes, you have to be at one point like sick in the head. You have to be crazy.
yeah, I
Like,
mean, if
that's-
you had to look at that very fake, bad art and think that's real, then you have to go back and think there's something
that's
wrong
the
with
point.
you.
They see that too, and they don't get on board with that, and they just ignore
You see,
it
they
altogether.
just tell themselves that no, it's just a depiction, and they don't put two and two together and think, well, why is it just a depiction? Why is it not actually showing the actual footage?
Yeah,
Because they're not doing it. That's why. But I want to make a point right quick. Think about their mentors like Newton and Galileo and all the vile stuff they did and how crazy they really were. They rest their whole hat of physics on that one person. They defend it to the death. It's like a cult. That's what I look at it. Like.
Yes. Yeah. And actually, I learned a little bit about this. That was also staged. All that big dispute between Galileo and the church, it was staged. The guy was an heretic, and he never was burned. It was, everything was okay. He just got a pension, and he couldn't
House
live
arrest.
his life. But they have humor. Have you heard about the middle finger of Galileo?
Go
You
ahead.
don't know about that.
Go
The,
ahead.
the middle finger of Galileo is cut and put in a jar in the museum there. I think it's in Florence, or I don't know. They just cut his middle finger and they just put it like this. What does that mean? What was it for? Those people are like kidding with you. They're like just insulting us, and they're laughing about us. They have some kind of humor. I've never heard about that. The
No,
middle finger.
no, never.
You can type it. Middle finger. Galileo. Galileo middle finger.
Galileo, Figaro.
And this is nuts. Those are degenerates. I don't know. It's like, or maybe they're trying to create a bunch of degenerates, like create like a civilization of like totally, like mad people, like just denying the truth, embracing the lies, even if it is a lie and they know it, they're just gonna embrace it.
I
They
just
hate
want to
so much
say,
the truth. They hate so much.
yeah,
They hate so much nature and God that they don't care. They like lies. They don't care if it's fake.
Well, see, well, that's kind of the thing. It's like, I mean, I can't just entirely throw them out, because I used to be a global Christian, 100%. And the point is, I think we need to challenge them enough.
I
Um,
just want to say hi to Heron. She is in the back, but unfortunately the room is full. So don't worry, Heron. If you just hang around, when someone does leave, then
yeah,
you're able to come in.
I'm going to leave soon. I'm going to have a few minutes. I'm going to go. But the thing is to challenge them. Yes, if they want to, to find the truth or to understand, you can do something. You became, something else because at one point you seeked, the truth. You wanted to understand. So that's
Hmm.
what pulled you out. But if those people don't want to, understand, it's going to be hard. Only those that want to understand, we can insert doubts in their mind, in order for it to grow at one point. But
Well, it was hard for me to come to grips too. I'll be
of course,
honest.
for all
Like,
of us,
for example, like, I mean, this is, I think, why I wrote it down. Challenge Wesley, because he's supposed to be another believer in the Bible, right? That's what he says.
well,
And yet, according to the globe belief, the globe belief that the sun was created first, not the earth. But according to Genesis, the earth was created first.
the sun has always been like a god, for pagans, or for as long as
Like the earth
yes,
is older than the sun.
yeah, yeah, again, how can you rebel against God? You have to make his creation, like you have to make a god out of their creation, his creation. That means it's like if you go in front of a king and you just bow down to his servant. Same thing. That's an insult. Like,
Well, I'll just give it from my own experience. It's like, okay, so either the earth was made first or the sun was made first. And
no,
if you
that's,
believe
yeah.
God, it says in Genesis that the earth was made first. Period.
Well,
There are no exceptions. But according to the globe belief, the sun was made first and then the earth. There is
well,
no in between. There's no gray area.
the thing is that the light, the first thing that comes up is the light. God
Yeah.
says that there be light, but then again, is it the light from the sun? Because the sun was then created the fourth day, and
Yeah, I
the
think
earth,
there's a
the
difference.
earth
Well,
gets the third day.
according to Genesis, there was already light before the sun existed too.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
yeah, I think it's a different light from the sun. Yeah, I think
Yes,
daylight and sunlight are
Yeah,
different things.
they are two different things, PJ. That's correct.
Yeah.
According
Yeah.
to the Bible, according to Scripture, according to what God says. Period.
of
And
course.
anyone who has any conniptions with that, according to the Globe, has some serious issues if they claim to be a believer in what God says. Like, no, you cannot reconcile that and still trust in men who basically call God a liar.
Yeah.
Hands down. And that's what I had to deal with years ago. And the same with the rest of us. Like, oh, wait, let's look back at this. All right.
Well, that was
And we
my
find that God was telling the truth all along.
my big problem was when I started to investigate flat earthers, because my friends were pushing me for like years. Then the big problem I had is like, why do they lie? Why do they have to spend like trillions of dollars to lie? Like that was my big question. And then I realized actually there was a war going on. It's not about the shape of the earth. It's about fighting God, fighting nature, fighting the Bible, fighting
There's a
everything
theme
which is
to it, isn't there?
Yeah. Hey,
of
Charles, good
course.
to you. While you guys are talking about
Welcome,
like
Charles.
Genesis and stuff, and I was thinking, if we look at Genesis 1 verse 2, and that already debunks the globe like full and full when it says it was unformed. It was formless. I mean, a sphere has form. You know what I mean? And if God is saying, well, I created the earth and it was formless, there was no form, that already contradicts what the globers claim. Full and full. Because you don't have your sphere to spin around to make a day. I mean,
Yeah, good point.
Sam, would you be able to read quickly 2 for us in Hebrew?
In Hebrew,
Yeah, the Hebrew.
You want another translation?
Yeah, you can read it and then translate.
Okay, so again, Bereshit means in the beginning of. I'm sorry, but it doesn't make sense, but that's what it is. So in the beginning of, bara Elohim, bara it's not really created, because created in Hebrew is like yatzar. Bara, it can be understood as to make appear. Like, for example, if I bring a child to life, so it's coming here for the first time. Nobody saw it before, but he existed into different reality. Same thing in the Bible. At one point, David is breaking the bread, and it is the same word. It's called bara. That means he shows the bread. Like the bread was always here, but he shows it. So the thing is that what we can understand is that God at one point make appear what was always there. Like, for example, the earth here is written, she was. That's an introduction. The 2 first verses are an introduction. And the earth was, in form and void. So it already was. When, God started to like reshape it, or just like, fix it up. Because when you check it out, it's not a creation. It just separates things. It's a big mess. And just what God does, he just separates this and separates, and he reorders things. It's a a new world order. It's you see when you even the earth, like when you say it's created, but actually it just appears because the waters go down, and you see the dryness, and he called the dryness earth. So I mean the dryness was always there. He did not create the waters, and didn't create the earth. I'm talking about like 5,000 years ago. I'm not talking about like way before. So the thing is like it's very it's very subtle. We have to understand all these things. But our cycle of time anyway starts like according to the Bible, like 5,700 years ago. This is when all these things happen. But to translate, so let's go like in the beginning of God, let's say created, to put it that way, the skies and the earth. And the earth was, it's very hard to translate. It's like almost non-translatable, but it's like a big mess, a big like confused. It's totally upside down, and a darkness is. I'm talking about in a present here, is on the face of the deep. Tehom can be like an ocean also. And the Spirit of God is like moving, if I can say like this, over the surface of the waters. And God says, there shall be light, and there was light. So
But out of reading any of that, did you read any sphere or shape of a sphere?
The word sphere does not exist in the Torah.
Exactly.
Doesn't appear nowhere.
Ball exists though.
Huh?
Ball does exist though, to throw a ball.
Not to throw a ball. There's the word kadur, which is ball, is written in the Torah, but only to talk about the hair of someone that is like rounded, like a pellet of wool.
No,
like
because
this.
it was describing to be thrown as a ball.
I
think it was in
not about the hair of someone.
Isaiah.
Isaiah was describing throwing a ball.
I can check it out if you want. I have.
But yeah, the point is what we were doing in Genesis now was just to show the globers that if you look at the original text, there is nothing about a globe. It actually goes against what the globe says.
I prefer to say that it don't describe heliocentrism
at all.
Yeah,
That's my point. Not at all.
No.
Because heliocentrism is actually 100% perverted to what God's creation is, if you look at it. Because God says the heavens and earth were created first. Heliocentrism says the sun was created first. God says the earth was created without form. You know, there was no form. The globe says the earth was a sphere and it was spinning. The Bible says that the earth is stationary and cannot be moved.
Totally.
Heliocentrism says the earth is moving. You understand? So it's totally 100% perversion of God's creation.
Of course, that's the point. That's the whole point. That's a war against God. How can you fight God? You fight His creation.
And what about all waste that is in this universe? You know, all these empty rocks. You know, no life. Nobody's ever proved that there's life elsewhere than here. So it's all waste.
Oh, absolutely not.
And it also says that lights, the stars were to give light on the earth, but there's the claim the stars we can't see that are giving light elsewhere. You know, so that's right.
That's right.
Actually, the stars are not made to give light. Only the two big luminaries. It is written that they were made to enlight the earth, but the rest, the stars are made for signs. So then for Ot in Hebrew, which is signs. That means it is made for the months, for the years, for the signs. So you understand, you know, when you read it, that the stars actually are made for signs. Like what signs? I don't know. Like people used to read in the stars and to know the future. People know, you know, things. I don't know how it works, but there is a science behind this, you know, to know what's going to happen, you know, according to the stars, because the stars come back all the time in the same position. So I don't know how they do, but there is a science. It's known, you know. We don't learn it in the
Well, it's like even 1 light year is not scientifically provable, but yet they claim that or act like it's a fact, and it's not. Never has been.
It's just a notion of space and the greatness of space.
Right, and they can't prove space.
To make us feel insignificant. That means that we are nothing in space. There is no God, because space is like a God-free space. There's nothing. You understand? So the thing is that believing in space is to believe that we are nothing, and that of course we just
like they're more religious zealots than anybody we know. I mean, they're more religious about this.
Can I just quickly add?
Go ahead.
Yeah, verse 14 says they'll be for signs and seasons, but then in verse 15 it says they'll give light to the earth.
Okay, wait a second. Yeah, but it's about the two luminaries, if I remember correctly, because
about stars.
Okay, let me check it out.
Genesis 1:14, and God said, "Let there be lights in the firmament of heaven to divide the day." That is and let them be for signs and for seasons, for days and years. And, yeah, maybe it is talking about some.
Wait a second. Let me see. Okay.
Must I bring it up?
No, it's talking about stars because he makes two lights after. So yeah. So verse 14 and 15 talking about stars.
So and God made the two. Okay, and God said there should be like luminaries in the firmament in the dome of the dome, if I can say like this, firmament of the skies, because the skies is the name of the dome. So to make the difference between the day and the night. And there should be four. You're right. And there should be for the signs, and for there's four things. There should be for the signs, for the month, for the days, and for years. So there are 4 things here.
Yeah.
But the thing is that here, it is written that there should be luminaries in the skies. Wait a second, to differentiate between the day and and there will be you're right. So it's possible to understand that it is also for science. The thing is that then after that the stars were created, and we see that when God made those things, he says and God made in the verse 16, it is said that God made the 2 luminaries, the big luminaries. The big one to control to govern it, to govern the day, and the small one to govern the night, and the stars.
Yep.
So wait a second. I'm asking something. If the big luminary is to govern the day and the small one to govern the night, so what do the stars govern?
Yeah.
They
And
don't govern anything. Yeah.
Also,
So this one we deduct that it was for the sign. Yeah, I'm sorry, I didn't.
Yeah,
I didn't,
and
go ahead.
in verse 16 it says, "And God made the two great lights, the greater light to rule the day and the lesser light to rule the night, and he made the stars also." So he's saying that the sun and moon aren't stars.
Exactly.
Heliocentrism, the sun is a star.
Yeah.
Uh-huh.
So what I understand here is that in the beginning, it says actually that they're all luminaries. Stars. The sun, the moon, and the stars. And you're right. They can be seen as stars. Totally, it's totally right.
Yeah.
Totally right. But they have a different, different
Yeah,
objective, different task. Each one of them.
Yeah, but the thing is, heliocentrist belief says that the sun is a star.
It's a star.
It's you know what I mean? Where the Bible's very clear that the sun is not a star. It's two separate things.
Yeah. Let me see. I don't recall. Yeah, that the sun is.
I've just read
Yeah,
it.
it's not a
Verse-
star.
Verse
It's clear.
16. And God made two great lights, the greater light to rule the day, the lesser light to rule the night, and he made the stars also.
And what do we see?
Do you know how do we prove that the sun is not a star in the Bible? Through Joseph's dream, because he dreamt about 11 stars, and the sun and the moon. Because Jacob says, oh, you believe that me and your mother, like the sun, the moon, and your brothers are going to bow down to you. But the dream was about 11 stars, the sun and the moon. So the sun and the moon are not considered as stars. It's simple.
Mm-hmm. Exactly.
It's entirely belief based, Sam. What they go on, and the thing is, they're not willing to admit that it's belief based.
Yeah. Exactly.
That's the real ringer.
Mm-hmm.
I tell you something. Sometimes I feel that this whole thing there is not to discuss with them about anything. It's to discuss between us.
Yeah.
It's like because when you think about it, it's written in the Bible that it's forbidden to talk to the dead, and somehow we can understand that these people are like dead. It's like toxic. It doesn't go nowhere. They don't want to understand. They don't want to progress. They don't want to they don't seek the truth. They just want to dirty you. They just want to
And Bible also speaks about mixing with unbelievers.
Wait. If I may say, it's like, okay, don't get too upset if they don't believe, because our job is to just convey what we know, and whether they accept it or not is not our job. Like that's rather God's job to convince them. We just put the information forward.
The thing
so
is
don't get too hung up on whether we are able to convince them ourselves. Is all I'm saying.
Can I say?
Hey, Heron, how's it going?
Hey, Keith.
Yeah. Heron's been here for ages and did nothing.
And hello, Heron.
It's going great, guys. This is a perfect time. I just received some new perspective this weekend. We just traveled south to visit some family, and so of course, and I didn't even bring it up. Okay, it was we were talking about a friend that moved to New Zealand and how he was disagreeable with the weather, and this family member was like, well, when the sun does what, and I was like, you know what, man? Okay, so we see the sun movement completely differently, and like this guy is smart. He's a musician, like he's wildly intelligent, and like we love him, like he's family. But when you bring it up, the shape of the earth, the buffoonery of NASA, it's occurred to me that it's not a belief. These people aren't believers of heliocentrism, and I'll tell you why. Because they are reward seekers of the system. Okay? They'll believe whatever they're told because they're not thinking their own thoughts. But the more of this heliocentric crap they can memorize and utilize in situations like this, you know, honest discourse in a friendly fashion, they get angry. So, Derek, no disrespect. I don't think it's our job because this family member is also a senior, you know. And I almost, you know what really did it for him was radar. I was like, but radar doesn't bend. And the look on his face was just like, okay, that makes sense. And it was the most poignant argument I had. And it just shut him down mentally completely.
Yeah.
But every other thing that he had an answer for, bam, you know.
Yeah, the thing you have to understand that these people are scared also. They are scared that by accepting something that's going to destabilize all their beliefs is going to also destabilize their life, and they might lose what they think they have, you know. And that's by fear that, you know, they'd rather, you know, just ignore it just as long as.
And those are the things that I lovingly refer to as the rewards of the system.
It disturbs their worldview.
Of course, but also the system they live in. Today they make money, they have jobs, they have everything. So maybe tomorrow they're gonna lose everything if they start.
No, they think they have everything, you know, in a nice little box, you know, all nice and organized and tucked away, or not tucked away, but you know, they have everything moving the way they want it to go, and all of a sudden, oh wait, nothing I know is right.
Yeah, but it's a luxury to be able to say, okay, no, I don't care about nothing, and just I'm gonna stick with the truth. It's not given to anybody to do that. It's you know.
And that's because they're afraid because they don't think their own thoughts, guys. If we believe, like, we ascertain certain things, and if someone brings to the table information that's going to challenge that, or, you know, elude to us that perhaps we're wrong, we stop what we're doing and go, let's look at this, right? Because we're not afraid to think our own thoughts.
Because
people that are afraid
when we're wrong
to talk to us, to think of it. If you can't think your own thoughts and you're reliant on just hearing things from trusted sources, and, you know, having someone tell you it's okay to think this, and all of a sudden you don't have that, that would be the worst. That's why they don't want to talk to us, because then they would have to think their own thoughts, and that's scary.
It's a question of freedom. We're free. They're not. We're free to choose. We're free to just like stick with the truth. I don't care about, you know, I don't care about my surroundings. I don't care about my job, people, the government, police. I don't care.
And when it comes to things like this, I mean, when they're wrong, they instead try to appeal to a popular vote or a popular belief. That's it. They don't care about actual facts or about what we can actually prove. That's the problem.
Well, they're so good in the Matrix. Why leave? They have everything there.
Like, oh, as long as a certain number of people believe me, I can disregard you, Sam, and you, Heron, with you and your facts. That's what they do.
That's the thing. That's the disease. That's the poison. They need a detox.
You know, I'm remembering when I mentioned radar and the look on his face, the only thing he could reply was, wow, you really took the Kool-Aid.
See that?
Well, as he judges,
that's the point.
Judged.
You know, they got nothing at that point.
He is a Kool-Aid
someone
drinker.
And they have nothing.
Whatever they accuse you of is exactly what they're guilty of, Heron.
I just want to point out quickly with Tim. He says, I am pretty sure that even with evidence, you wouldn't change your mind. Tim, do you know that we were globers and we changed our minds from the globe because of evidence?
They think we were born flat earthers. I mean, how stupid is that?
I mean, don't you think that's hypocritical, though? Because globers
have
never changed their mind, no matter how much evidence is provided. We changed our minds based on evidence.
Yeah, but we've seen all globe evidence. We've seen the exact same evidence the guy's going to come and present. We've already seen it. Mm-hmm. There's no globe can offer, as in evidence.
Mm-hmm.
I spent 4 months trying to prove flat earthers wrong. Like, I didn't sleep. I didn't eat. I was angry, and none of my friends wanted to talk to me. Like,
my younger brother did the same thing.
I tried so hard. you know, and you get to a point where it's like osmosis. You're like, why am I defending this shit anymore? Honestly, it just feels
like, why
like
am I having to defend the most utmost prestigious institutions in the world when they don't do it themselves? It's ludicrous. Like, why do you have to defend NASA for them, for example, if they are so right and factual? Like, on a personal level, I mean, oh my goodness, so often that happens with people like, oh, I'm going to intercede for NASA. They never actually have to answer for this. No, that's their job. That's what they're paid for. $50+ million a day, isn't it? And they still can't answer our questions because their entire philosophy, which is what it is.
But they do answer our questions. They just don't use words, man. They show us videos of stuff they say that's true, that if you're not looking through your seeing eyes, you just believe is true. But they tell us because they show us with, you know, green screen glitches and, you know, imaginary wire grabs and obvious hairspray use and upside downy water tank. Yeah, like they show us. They tell us, just not in words.
Right.
But only for those with eyes to see.
Well, it's like, if it's so real, why do you need to fake it?
That's a very important question. Once you see the fakery, that question gets really hard to answer.
Well, and no, it's all tied to greed, money. The whole problem lies with that. Like, they get paid buku bucks, and yeah, a lot of people fall for it. You know, that's why the devil is so hateful against mankind. Like, oh, they're so susceptible to lies. Yeah, no kidding. Well, but we were made to believe God. Even the stupid, even
can see that they're.
It's so stupid. It's simple.
Well, this is the thing. If NASA, sorry, Keith.
No, go ahead.
I was going to say, like, we know NASA are liars, right?
Oh, big time.
So if they tell us NASA gets $52 million a day, why would I believe that? I would be more inclined to believe that NASA is a made-up entity that functions more widely as perhaps a money laundering service or a debt eater. And that's why they crank out such lame productions, because they don't have that money. They're a pretend entity.
They were Nazi laundering entity. They were the first entity to like just recycle 4,000 variant Nazis into like scientists, like honorable scientists. Like, so right away you see that there's something wrong with this company.
I mean, this is the first footage that NASA showed everybody of space. You know, stars from space. I mean, does that look real to you? Come on.
No,
and were they telling us that was real, Keith?
That was real. This was on a high altitude balloon. This was a high altitude balloon that went up, and I said, "These are the stars from space."
Does that include the chicken, the rooster there?
Look instead to that thing. What's that?
That's the high altitude balloon. They even had an astronaut in there. This is what he was filming. I mean, this looks like a cardboard box that they poked holes in it with some lights and put some smoke.
Well, that sure isn't the sky.
That's great.
But no, we should trust NASA, guys.
Well, no, but yeah,
at least they got a big
that was
dipper
the
on
first official video that they gave, and it's just clearly freaking bonkers.
Yeah. But there's something that bothers me with all NASA's lies, is that because those people are not stupid. Okay, they know how to make engines. They know how to master technologies in order to send space shuttles in the air. So they're not stupid. They're making calculations all the time. They just never make mistakes in their calculations and everything. So now, how come they're so stupid? They're making so many stupid mistakes when it comes to conceal the fact that the Earth is flat. So that sounds like, for me, it's wrong. It sounds like it's too much. It sounds like we're being played. It sounds it looks to me that those mistakes, or some of them, are made on purpose. They cannot be that stupid.
Well, they were in the beginning.
I don't know if they're that stupid. Those people are like, they have money, they have connections, they're on top of the top. They're not stupid to make those kind of mistakes. Just like TFE. TFE made so many mistakes. Even I wouldn't have made so many mistakes. I don't know.
That kind of points to the main problem, is that they are trying to prey on people's belief. Like, people are created to believe, but believe what?
This was their spacewalk, guys.
Believe God. Believe what he says.
Yeah. This was their first spacewalk.
Oh, man.
Can you remember that one where it shows its shuttle and satellites coming out its shuttle, and you can see that big giant man?
Yeah, the man in the background. I'll probably find that soon as well.
Oh, and by the way, he's actually traveling around the orbit of Earth at 15 or 17,000 miles an hour, right?
Mm-hmm. Look.
That's ridiculous. Clearly,
look at the Earth underneath him. You're gonna see now. You can see he's on a wire, by the way.
Of course.
Look at the Earth below him.
I mean, that brings up another question in my mind. I mean, how come we don't see consecutive orbits of Earth? That they allege that the ISS is orbiting the Earth so many times. So why don't we see them seeing sunsets and sunrises according to what they say? I mean, and they have iPhones, so show us. Like, they have battery power. Just take a video of how many times you're orbiting your alleged globe. And they act like, oh, we can't do that, but we can bring gorilla suits.
Mm-hmm.
And they're just so full of crap, it's sick.
But
they're not orbiting anything.
It's too easy for us to understand that. It's too easy for us to catch them. There's something wrong. We're being fooled somehow. I don't know. There is, of course.
Well, we are not being fooled anymore. This is no.
Well, the thing is that it's maybe more subtle than what we think. That means that of course you can see their mistakes because they are so obvious, and for me they are too obvious. It stinks. Yeah. It's too obvious. Like,
I mean,
how can they be that stupid?
Sam, and check this out. It's like,
so what's the angle? Like, what are they doing then?
And Heron,
I tell you, I'm making video on that.
Okay.
Wait. If us were in an orbital vessel observing 14 sunsets and 14 sunrises every day, wouldn't we be able to show that with the technology we currently have?
Of course. Why not?
That's what they say, but they never show it. Because that's what they say, the ISS is hurling around Earth in that capacity. Yeah, 14 sunsets and 14 sunrises.
It's every 90 minutes or something.
And yet we never see any of that. They'll show us maybe one sunrise, maybe one sunset, and that's it. Yeah, and yet they're allegedly claiming to hurl around Earth at an insane amount of speed that not even the fastest aircraft on Earth can do.
Okay, all I can tell you for now is this: is that at the time in Egypt, these people knew how to foresee the future, or the close future, like by watching the stars. I don't know how they did that. And they were always anticipating. That means that, there are people here today that have books. They have some knowledge about how to see things happening. So if they see that there will be an awakening worldwide at one point through flat Earth or whatever, so they see that coming. So they'd rather anticipate and maybe, just build build a community, build a group of people that are going to just come naturally, and then they're going to control that awakening by making it come in their trap. It's like the state of Israel. people knew that at one point the Jews are going to come back to their land. It's written for like 2,000 years. So, it was anticipated. Okay, they're going to come back anyways. So we'd rather make a state and we'd rather, control the event. You understand? It's the same thing. All over history, it's the same thing. And for flat earth also, I believe they knew that it was going to come, that people are starting to, to wake up. And they started to build a community, like a prototype of a community, and that grew and everything. But now we realize that actually it's full of like fake flat earthers, fake flat earth leaders. It's totally it's not the true one. The true flat earth community, I believe, is being born now. It wasn't born like 10 years ago, 15 years ago with like Mark Sargent and David Weiss. It's being born now. And that's what we have to understand also about everything that's going on. These people are like, they're wise, they're smart, and they know how to play us, making us believe, okay, you won. Just like the revolution, the French Revolution, it was made by like 20 people. They just entered that jail there, and then they spread all over France that they took the power and they killed the king. They say, okay, now we're going to make a democracy for the people, by the people. It's all a bunch of crap. They just like they got fooled by making them believe, okay, you won.
Thank you,
So
Roger Little, for your membership. Really appreciate it, man. Appreciate all the support. I want to ask a question.
Anyways, I'm gonna
How's
make
the
like
camera able to be
making-
panning and looking at this shuttle so perfectly? I mean, if it takes so long for the information to get through. But you understand what I'm saying? They're supposed to have a delay, correct? A few minute delay.
That explosion would have blown it to pieces, wouldn't it? It's only made out of tinfoil.
Yeah, but that
I
explosion...
know. I mean, Michael, there's not even supposed to be an explosion on the surface of Earth like that.
But this explosion, look at it properly.
There's not supposed to be there.
It looks like claymation explosion.
Like,
remember that time they had... Yeah, remember in that time, Thunderbirds? Remember the show Thunderbirds?
Yeah.
Like, look at this
Those
crap.
dolls. That's the kind of explosions they had with Thunderbirds. It's stock, it's claymation kind of explosion there.
Looks like a party popper to me.
And then who was filming it? As cliche as that may sound, who was filming that? Oh, they had the ability to direct a video camera on the moon from Earth? Or what?
I tell you, I have a 16-year-old daughter. She's crazy about internet and TikTok, the phone, everything. And her dream will be to merge, and to enter the phone and to merge with the machine and to be part of like a movie. And this is what she tells me. She tells me that world is too perfect and everything. I wish I could just jump in. So it's the same thing with these people. They create some kind of a cartoon there, and they just want to to merge with that fake reality.
Yeah, but that's the thing. They get conditioned. The younger generation today get conditioned.
Oh man!
To want to take part in transhumanism. You know what I mean?
Yes. I have studied.
Well, it's like there's always been an attack on people in general, and like from when we're born, even. Like me, for example, I'm vax injured. Like I had like 72 by the time I was 3 months old. Mm-hmm. Do you think God wanted that? No. It's absurd, especially when you look into all the germ theory stuff. It's absurd. Like, no, you don't have any right to just freaking invade my body and inject me with all this crap. With the fake freaking beliefs that you have. Like, oh, this injection will cure you. No, it won't. Especially when I wasn't suffering from anything in the first place. No, I don't mean to go off on that direction. I'm sorry, but
I got a question for you guys. Imagine that God shows up tomorrow, and he just is starting to just like reestablish his world here and his laws and everything. Whatever you believe, it can be Jesus or whatever, it doesn't matter. And what do you think he will do? Wouldn't he do exactly what God did in the creation, like put back everything in its place, like like reorder everything? The problem, the earth is totally upside down today. Maybe not
Why doesn't this thing
physically,
want to
but
pause?
like
Okay,
it's like out of control.
I think he'd definitely wipe all this concrete jungle out of.
I just want to say, hey, Bert.
That's
Bert's in
right.
the background, but the panel is full, unfortunately, Bert. Thank you for coming in.
Who's Bert?
Okay. Anyways, I have to go. I have to go. So I'm gonna free.
Okay, thanks for coming, Sam.
Good talking to you guys.
Blessings,
Always.
mate.
Take it easy. Take care.
Who's
Take care.
Bert?
all right,
Cheers.
take care, Sam.
Cheers, mate. Where's Bert now?
Who's Bert?
He just left.
Who's Bert there?
No idea. But Luca's here as well. Hey, Luca, if Bert does come, we're unfortunately going to have to let you go, man.
Yeah, that's fine, because he was here first, right?
I think he's back. No, he's not back yet. Sorry, Luca.
I'll be jumping out.
Hi.
Hi.
How's things?
Same as it was yesterday.
Nice.
Hey, Luca,
Yeah?
what do you think about radar?
What do you mean?
Well,
Is it real? Does it do what we say it does? Or what they say it does? Or...
well, they say it doesn't bend, right? But yet, in a submarine, you can see hundreds of miles away, and you'd be closer to whatever, the center of your whatever. So you'd have more of a disadvantage. How come radar works? If it doesn't bend, you'd be radaring through the water, out the top of the surface, into the vacuum of space, not 200 miles away to your enemy's ship.
The thing is,
Out
Aaron,
the top. Out the top.
the thing we ask in the ball of this question is they think levels curves, so the course are going to think radar curves. They just haven't got brain power to think.
Sorry, I just happened to be eating. I'm so sorry. But even the people that tell you the Earth is round tell you that radar doesn't bend. So
Yeah, because the
Okay.
frequency that it sits at says it goes in a straight line.
Well, it is affected by refraction, though. So
no, it's not.
No.
does.
Refraction.
No, it's not. Do better.
Why do I get
What-
bunions when I'm older?
What do so your answer is no. Just no.
That's not a yes or no question.
Well, you say it's not affected by refraction.
Because it's not.
Explain how it would be. You're describing the properties of light. Radar is not light.
If it were affected by refraction, it'd be useless.
And then there's that.
It's kind of like light. Like in a it's electromagnetic waves. So it's
Not light.
It's just like light.
No, it's not light.
But it's just like light.
No.
It's not light.
It's the same nonsense you guys want to push in. Oh, gravity's not a force, but we can describe it as a force.
As a force, yeah. It's not a force, but we can describe it as.
You could call it radio light.
You could do anything.
No, it's right. You could call it unicorn farts, but it's not light and it's not affected like light. Therefore, refraction of radar is a total panic move. So can we at least agree that I've stumped you with radar?
I love. You know what? I absolutely love globe tardy. I mean, you can call it whatever you want, but not what it is or what it does. Absolutely mental.
Radar is a form of light.
No, it's not. You can't see it. That's like saying wind is a form of light.
Not really.
Well, yeah, it is. It's exactly like saying that. So, rather than argue with you, but can we at least, like, I'm on a roll here for ruining people's afternoon with radar, but interesting top point though, isn't it, Luca? Maybe we'll both go do a little more homework about it and come back.
I don't even know what radar is.
You do. Shut up, Luca. Don't be so insane.
Radar is a form of light. It's radio light, like I said before.
It's a radio wave, not radio light.
What kind of
Don't curve round a ball, does it? Whether it's light.
It's not wave.
Look at this, guys. This was a spacewalk.
It comes in wave.
The first spacewalk from the Russian spacewalk. Oh my word!
Looks a bit flat, that.
Yeah, but look at the angle.
Really, it's more.
But look
at really a light. It's more electromagnetic radiation than light itself.
Yeah. But I mean, look at the.
What are you expecting?
The parallax doesn't fit with him in the background. You can see now.
No.
What are you expecting from
Look at that.
1969 footage?
Accountability?
Yeah. You can see it's fake.
Of
Luca.
course it's gonna be. Of course it's gonna look. Of course it's gonna look bad.
No, it's not that it looks
It's
bad.
not that looking bad.
You can see that the
There's plenty of
background.
old movies that look fantastic.
You can look up on YouTube concert footage from 1969, okay? Like filmed by drunk hippies bouncing around in a lawn seat. And you can tell that Jerry Garcia is Jerry Garcia and he is playing his Tiger guitar and the sound is happening at the exact same time that he's plucking the string, Luca. I would expect at least a similar performance from that.
When did Jailhouse Rock come out from Elvis Presley? Around the same time as this? And much better. It was in color.
I think it would have been before.
Like this is filmed like 250,000 miles away there.
So you keep telling yourself.
Well, in space, it was filmed very far away.
Oh look, now it's color all of a sudden. Do you see that? Look at the end. It's just color all of a sudden. Look, now it's color. How does that work?
How's that color?
Look, you've got to remember as well that we're a bit older than you. You haven't been brought up with this kind of footage. I mean, we were closer to the time that they used this type of footage. So we've seen it all the time. So it's nothing that we haven't seen before and haven't kind of known about, you know what I mean? So, to me, like older movies, like black and white, yeah, there might be a little resolution might be different now, but they don't look rubbish. They don't look fake. I mean, yes, you can tell with like forced perspective and stuff like that. I'm just talking about straight filming. It doesn't look fake or anything. Resolution might be different, but it doesn't look like that. It doesn't look like that. But you can tell the difference. You've never really experienced anything like that except looking back on it. You know?
How about Star Wars?
I was talking to my mum about moon landing because my mum.
Star Wars was what 19?
Hold on, Luca. So I was talking to my mum about moon landing. She says she remembers when she watched it that she didn't think it looked real.
Yeah, there you go. Because she had some sense about it. You know what I mean? Yeah, no, Star Wars came out about 79, between 78
Oh,
and
dang.
79.
Okay.
We do
Never
77.
mind.
10 years after.
All right.
Let me check. Star Wars. 77. 77. Star Wars.
And that's like. I mean, it's good for its time, you could say, but it's bad compared to what we have now.
It just doesn't
I
resemble anything
agree.
that what you see now. I mean, what about all the different, changing of the sizes of continents? There's just no continuity with them. You know what I mean? They can be the same distance away, but the continents can be smaller.
I mean, like Luca can try and defend this as much as he wants, but there's an absolute plethora NASA fails. You can't look at all that and come to a conclusion that it's real. It's just ridiculous.
Well, the reason, the main reason I joined was to ask if you still don't know what personal incongruity means.
Oh my word! We
Luca.
literally told you last night, Luca.
Yeah, but I told you what it meant. Like,
Stop
it's just, I
projecting,
don't believe
Luca.
it. Therefore, it's fake.
Okay, Luca. Again, let's try this for everybody tonight. What is personal incredulity, Luca?
Let me just put this into perspective.
It's stating I don't believe it.
No.
Let me just put it into perspective, right,
Oh,
Luca?
Oh.
Right? You claim we don't know what personal incredulity is, right?
You
In
could
2016,
looked it up.
I must have got told by every baller that I suffered with personal incredulity. Do you not think I would have not looked to see what it meant? That's like 10 years
Look it up
ago
right
now.
now.
What?
Just
It's not.
Google it.
It's not even something that needs to be spoke about, Luca. Of course, we know what it means.
It's basically just I don't believe it.
No.
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 That's basically what it is.
It's when you basically don't find it too difficult to believe or understand. In other words, it means you're dumb. You don't understand an argument, Luca. You don't believe it because you don't understand. You're ignorant. Incredulity is based on ignorance. You were explained this, and you were told this, and you still don't get this.
Luca,
Luca, you are
I can't
incredulous.
imagine how
You are
humans evolved.
Luca. You are incredulous because you lack the knowledge to understand the subject you are trying to defend.
No, it's just saying.
Not no. Not
I
no.
can't imagine.
You are literally making my point. You are literally incredulous to the definition of incredulous.
No, it's saying I can't imagine how humans evolved from animals, so evolution can't be.
Okay, Santeros, thank you for your €5
basically
super chat. It says, Luca,
That is how
can
it
you explain to us what the Cartesian axis is and how it can work on a ball? Great super chat. Thank you very much, Santero. Appreciate it.
They want me to say what the Cartesian, like the coordinate axis, or
Luca,
I
can
said,
you
what is it?
explain to us what is the Cartesian axis and how it would work on a ball?
Oh,
I guess it would be kind of like using numbers to locate points in space. It's a coordinate system, right?
But what is the coordinate? What is the Cartesian coordinate system based on?
Well, it's just straight lines, right?
What axis? How many axes does a Cartesian system have?
2, horizontal, vertical.
So a plane Cartesian system.
Well, yeah, a Cartesian plane. That's
Great. So how does that work on a sphere?
one way of looking at it.
How does it work on a sphere?
What? Well, I don't know. I know what it is, but I don't know how to use it. Yeah.
Brilliant response. I love that. Wow.
I'm sorry.
I don't know how. I don't know how to use it specifically, but I do know what it is. But I don't know how it works. You know, like that. So I can't answer that question. That's the most honest.
I can tell you, Luca.
Answer.
Luca, I can tell you. It doesn't.
Well, I need to look it up.
Does a sphere have 3 axes?
Well, it would. A sphere would have. Well, it would have a vertical and horizontal.
X, Y, and Z.
Axis. Yeah.
And Cartesian has X and Y.
2.
So there's no Z.
Wait, would. But doesn't it have Z and it could do. I don't. I think it does have a Z though, right? No? So, points described as X, Y, and Z. Hold on, I need to look it up. Does.
ChatGPT again. Guys, that's what I'm doing.
Well, when I don't know something, I'll look it up.
And that's why you are a baller today, because you go to ChatGPT all the time. ChatGPT told me the other day the Earth is a camel.
Most honest?
Remember, the other day ChatGPT told me the Earth is a camel hump. Remember when I showed you that?
Yeah, camel shape.
Well, I agree that, like, older models are susceptible to more mistakes, but I'm not saying that new models are, but they're more reliable than older models. So you can use the new models to look up information because they are
models.
Well, when I say
What
models,
do you mean by models?
just better. Better.
Legos that he glues together, you know, like with little Lego minds of spaceships and that. They're little models.
You mean a mogul?
Well, they're described as models.
What are we talking about?
The AI, you know, the
AI is a model now, is it?
Well, they have better models. So, yes, you can say that AIs have
You
models.
mean version?
Well, they describe them as models, not versions. But you can also say versions in this case as well.
Sounds like
You can say, I'm using a better version of ChatGPT than you were. So it's less susceptible to making mistakes.
I bet it's not.
Well, it can still make mistakes, but just not as often.
See, you just ask it questions. Have you conversed with it? And I won't say you should be conversing with it, but have you seen if you can get it to contradict itself or trick it, or have you checked it? Like, are you just telling us that it's more accurate and it's better, and you don't really know?
Maybe. Let's ask you let's ask a logical question. Could ChatGPT just be playing on your incredulous knowledge?
It's personal casualty is. I can't.
Notice how he just ignored everything I just asked.
Thing happened, so it can't be true.
You can't imagine that ChatGPT could be wrong. Is that what you're telling me?
No, personal casualty is. I can't imagine how X can be true. So X can't be true.
Because you don't understand, so it can't be true. Simple as that.
So incredulous then. Look at this,
So,
guys.
Flatz was right.
Moon and Earth in space,
Ignorance.
1970s.
Ignorance.
Retro
Yeah.
special effects. So not real. Special effects. Kind of looks like what NASA was presenting at the time, correct?
Yeah.
Let's replay that.
But yeah, look at all the
Yeah,
universal.
they do that, don't
Look at
they?
the universal logo.
No. Oh my goodness. Wait. Oh, go ahead.
I don't know how they made the universal logo before they even allegedly went to space, and it still looks very similar. You know what I mean? They hadn't seen it before anybody went to space, but still looks very similar to nowadays after they allegedly went to space. You know? How did they know, Luca?
Because they knew that the Earth was a sphere before they went to space. So
Luca,
They went to space.
was
Wait,
all
you
they
say
had to do
space.
was show a
Wait, Luca, stop. Can you prove space? Scientifically.
Well, I suppose
No.
space is. I can't.
No, it's a belief.
show evidence of
Space-based
space.
thing.
Like satellites and like people.
So no
saying
scientific
in
proof
space.
for the idea of space at all.
Look, okay. Let me
You
ask you.
understand your beliefs are being preyed on.
Let me ask you a question. If you
Dude, I used to believe the very same thing, so I'm not going to throw you under the bus without throwing myself under it too. What the mainstream tells us is just ridiculous. Space, when they actually can't prove it exists.
let me ask you
Yeah,
a
no.
question.
I'm not asking you to prove it for them. I just want you to just kind of chew on that a little bit, okay? That's it.
Imagine you were walking like around, and a stranger, well, an acquaintance or a stranger or whatever, hypothetically a stranger, would come up to you and just say,
That's not even what I'm talking about.
"I've been to Antarctica."
No,
Would you
Luca,
believe
no,
him?
you're going way off base here. Prove
No,
space.
I'm just saying hypothetically. What
No,
would you
right,
do?
no. And by saying hypothetically, you're diverting from what I'm kind of pointing you towards.
Well, I
Like,
wanted to.
not even NASA can prove space exists. They can't. They wish on. They wish upon a fallen star, but they can't. It's a joke. It's a very sick joke.
Apollo 17
Dude,
footage
space
showed.
itself in its entirety, as we're told and taught growing up, is an entire illusion.
That
Do you
Apollo.
understand?
Well, that Apollo 17 footage you showed.
Apollo 17 went in space when you can't prove space.
Of
Do you understand that you cannot propel an object in even what they call in unprovable space cannot push itself in it?
yes, it can.
Based on your belief?
Using
We can't even duplicate
Newton's
that in real
laws.
life.
Using Newton's laws. Like
No, it's not. No, Newton's laws are
Every
not
action
are
has an
based on
equal
Earth.
Wait,
Yeah.
Luca, but you guys throw away Newton's laws when you claim Einstein.
Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Einstein didn't throw away all of Newton's laws. It just you could say upgraded gravity. That's the only law.
Upgraded gravity. upgraded, bro.
basically.
I mean,
Here we go.
upgraded the
I
theory.
thought the term were superseded.
Yeah, superseded is meant to be the term.
You can say upgraded in this context.
No.
How can you upgrade a theory?
Oh,
It's
you
not
should
an
mix your words all
upgrade.
over the place. You should use upgraded for when you're talking about Chat GPT.
Okay, expanded
Yes.
on. He expanded on gravity.
No. It contradicted it, Luca.
Define superseded.
Superseded just means like the
It means
next.
it's not a combination. It
You could
means
say it's
Newton's law was
superseded.
thrown out the window. Do you understand? Please tell me you understand.
Well, hold on. Just because something supersedes something else doesn't mean the other thing is thrown out.
If something is thrown out, it means exactly that it was thrown out.
Right? No, but it means take the place of. So it kind of
God.
it's gone in the distance. You know, so if it takes the place of, then that means it's no longer recognized. It's took the place of it. So it kind of does mean it's chucked it out.
Like it wasn't an addition. It wasn't a coupling, Luca. No, it literally lifted it off the bleep off its base and kicked it into the grave. According to that other theory, that relativity is true too, which it isn't. Like they are both Glober beliefs that contradict each other, and you guys never hold each other accountable, ever.
It does. It literally means replace.
And when I was a Glober, it was the same thing. So I'm not throwing you under the bus again.
It's just because Newton works fine as well.
You can literally get like university quotes saying that Einstein superseded Newton, and ballers will literally just look at you and say, "No, it don't mean that." You know what I mean?
How about
what are we dealing with? Like,
how about Einstein generalized Newton? Can we say that?
no.
You can say what you want. It doesn't make it the truth.
I think generalized does make the most sense here.
That you've been hoodwinked by listening to stupid people like Fight the Flat Earth and McToon, who don't know what they're talking about, might I add.
Again, what does supersede mean? Replace.
Yeah, and supersede means
you chuck the old one out. If you replace it, it might still be there as an idea, but you don't take it into consideration for this. You know what I mean?
In this, superseded means replaced it where it fails.
What?
So if you replace something on the parts where they fail, then you've superseded it. Yeah, if you make it
your own definition now.
Well,
yes,
it's like low to high, basically. If you expand on certain parts that weren't as good before, then you've superseded those parts that weren't as good before. You've replaced those parts that weren't as good before with better parts.
No,
basically.
That's it. Superseded the theory. The theory was superseded, was it not? Not parts.
Not the entire theory. Just certain parts of the theory were superseded.
No. There's no such thing as certain parts. It's a yes or no.
You know what I find interesting?
Well,
like, look at this periscope.
There's no
film
wiggle room.
that's on here. I mean, this is supposed to be real footage, okay? Yet they struggle to get this footage with today's technology.
Yeah, right.
Quite odd.
Hi, Roger.
I'm just looking at an NBC news post here that says Einstein showed Newton was wrong about gravity.
Yeah. He snapped the wand in two, remember? He superseded. It means replaced.
I'll post it in here for Luca to have a look at. Not that it'll do any good.
Yeah. Actually, let me put it up.
I've just realised what I called tonight's stream. I called it the hidden meaning of the tree of knowledge of good and evil.
The.
Yeah, I can't believe we're putting a double the.
Look, Einstein showed Newton was wrong about gravity. Uh-oh. Albert Einstein can explain a lot, but maybe not black holes. Scientists believe that within the inky depths of these massive celestial objects, the laws of the universe folds in themselves, and the elegant model of gravity laid out in Einstein's general relativity breaks down. They don't know precisely how or where that happens, but a new study brings them closer to the answer. A study to be published on August 16th with Journal of Science shows that gravity works just as Einstein predicted, even at the very edge of a black hole. In the case of Sagittarius A, the supermassive black hole at the center of our Milky Way galaxy. But the study is just the opening salvo in the far-ranging effort to find people where Einstein's model falls apart. Wow, thank you, Emma, for your €10. I really appreciate the super chat. Much blessings. Says, thanks for letting me hang out, but I think I'll wait for the next Bible stream. Take care. Thank you, Emma. Much blessings. Appreciate it.
You see, what Luca don't realise is, once people start waking up to this bullshittery, then they move to a different theory. You know what I mean? Like, it was clear that Newton, as people were going to get wise to Newton and what he was saying, so they come and used Einstein and took it into a place where no one can go and no one can prove, and then they'll change that, and now everybody's clicking onto that. You know, it's just they just swap one bullshit for another set of bullshit.
Exactly.
And you're just gobbling it up. You're just gobbling it up.
They're looking for parts where Einstein's theory failed.
But thank you, Emma, for your €10 again. Appreciate it. So
you know where it fails, Luca. You know where it fails. Natural phenomena observed.
Exactly.
It fails there.
Yeah, because it's in.
No,
it's a mathematical. Wait, general relativity is a mathematical mind construct theory. Okay, it's not actually observed. Okay, but look what this is interesting. What they say, yeah, Newton had a great time for a long time with the description of gravity, and then at some point it was clear that the description was fraying at the edges. And then Einstein offered a more complete version, said Andrew Jets. So it's a different version, correct? Not the same thing. An astrophysicist at UCLA and the co-lead of new research says, and so today we're at this point again where we understand there has to be something more than comprehensive that allows us to describe gravity in the context of black holes. In Newton's view, all objects from his not so apocryphal pole to planets and stars exert a force that attracts other objects. That universal law of gravitation worked pretty well for the predicting of motion of our planets as well as on Earth, and is still used, for example, when making calculations of rocket launch. But Newton's view of gravity didn't work for some things, like Mercury's particular orbit around the Sun. The orbits of the planets shift over time, and Mercury's orbit shifted faster than Newton predicted. Einstein offered a different view of gravity. The one that made sense of Mercury instead of exerting an attractive force. See, it's already opposite. Instead of exerting an attractive force, he reasoned that each object that the fabric of space-time around them forming a sort of well of other objects that even beams of light fall into. Think of the sun of a bowling ball on a mattress. It creates a depression that draws the planets close. So, one says it is a force, the other one says it's not a force. So it's two different models, correct?
Here, yes. Here on Earth and in outer space. Using it for out of space things, it says it's, you should use Einstein when going into outer space. Outerworldly things. But using Newton's here on Earth is perfectly fine. You can describe it as a force here.
No, it's not. It literally just tells you it's not a
nothing
force.
wrong with
Can't describe it. Can't describe it.
It's not a
Yeah,
force.
but this is going into space. This is using it for this is using for very
Okay, I want to ask you
detailed,
something, Luca. When NASA sends
Just
a
1 minute,
rocket to the
man.
moon,
1 minute. 1 minute, Flats. There is no space. What are we talking about
yeah,
here?
that's also true. There's no space.
First, you're going to have to prove
well, do you agree
space.
that Mercury is a planet in space?
Mercury is a wandering blooming star.
Well, they are still looking for parts where Einstein's theory fails, but they haven't really.
How does gas in a vacuum coalesce into a ball, especially when everything's meant to be spreading out?
Well, they haven't found any places where Einstein's theory failed. Well, they haven't. No.
I've just already told you, Luca, where it fails. It fails at natural phenomena observed. That's the first step at scientific method. It fails there.
General relativity hasn't
You don't
failed
go through
in
science
any
because there's
experiment.
no observed phenomena.
What's the observed natural phenomena for general relativity, Luca?
Well, what you read, right? He came to the conclusion after watching Mercury's orbit be a bit weird, and he came up with a theory that instead of it being a force, the fabric of space-time, or space-time, was bending.
So space-time was the cause.
Well,
okay,
I guess
great.
would be the cause.
Observe the natural phenomena, please.
Mass would be the cause.
No.
Space-time to bend.
Space-time is the cause for Mercury's orbit.
Well, no, I'd say that the mass that bends space-time is the cause for Mercury's orbit.
No, space-time's the cause for Mercury's movement, correct?
The cause is two things more than.
So it's not science then. Welcome to reality.
No, it's.
Science deals with the cause for the effect observed. First of all, you don't have an effect observed, and you don't have a singular cause. You can't even tell us what the cause is. So it's not science.
Well, I can.
Not even really a theory, because you've got a scientific theory, because you can't test it.
It's basically just a story.
It's just an idea. It's an idea. It's a concept in a head.
It's the ramblings of foolish men in the minds.
Mm-hmm.
It's an assumption that you can test to be true. It's not just math. It's like you could say, I guess.
Okay. Is the fifth dimension only mathematical?
Energy?
Wait. Is the fifth dimension only mathematical?
Fifth dimension.
That's what space-time is. It's fifth dimension.
I thought it was the fourth dimension.
Oh, sorry,
No?
the fourth dimension.
Well, we can. Okay, well, hypothetically, we can observe space-time to bend. Because if we, well,
Okay.
how can I
You use the
explain?
word hypothetically.
Hypothetically, is that reality?
Well, in
just
science we use
No.
in science they
No,
start off with
I'm not even going to let you say it, Luke. I'm not
No,
going
you
to let you
can't.
say it. There's no hypothetical in science.
No.
There's a hypothesis in
Yeah,
science.
but that's not a hypothetical.
That's not hypothetical, though, is it? No, yeah.
Hypothesis is an assumption.
So it's not a hypothetical then.
Well, it can be.
No, it's not. Do you know what a hypothetical is?
You
don't know what an
suggest-
hypothesis is, mate. It
You
really don't.
suggest a hypothetical, basically.
No, you don't. A hypothesis suggests the cause for a natural observation. Not a hypothetical. A actual observation. It's proposing a cause for that observation. Luca?
All it is just asking a question.
No,
It
it's
can
not.
sometimes. Would it be okay if I said sometimes it can be?
No. Assumption is the mother of all.
Makes an ass out of you.
That word
and
at the end.
Do you know what your problem is, Luca? You spend too much time listening to idiots. Fight the Flat Earth, Simon Dan.
Well, actually,
None of them know what they're talking about, mate. None of them. And you listen to them and gobble it up.
Maybe when there's a debate or something, but other than that, I don't really go to FTFE that much.
But you were on the show the other day blowing smoke up Simon Dan's bum like he'd done something amazing when he truly hadn't. You know, you've idolised these people into being smart when they're not. They're actually preying on people like you, filling your heads full of rubbish, preying on people who they know are less smarter than them with their nonsense. That's what they're doing. And you buy it all up. You have no clue what science is. Neither has McToon, neither has Simon Dan, neither has Dave McKeegan. In fact, Dave McKeegan proved it on stream other night. Had no clue what science is. No clue at all.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
I disagree.
I don't care if you disagree,
You're never going to win an argument if you don't
these
understand.
guys don't operate by the scientific method. Do you understand what that is?
No, he
It's a
doesn't.
defining moment of proof. And no Glober has any of it. Because you know what? They don't have the first step, which is direct observation.
Well, actually,
No. Do you understand what I'm saying?
Okay, let me
Do you know what the scientific method is?
yes.
That's what
He's already
qualifies
proved they
proof.
don't know what scientific method is.
You observe a
You actually
phenomenon.
have to see it. And none of these
not
jokers
really.
see
You don't
any
actually have to see
curvature
it.
of Earth at all
you
in
do.
any direction.
What do you think observe natural phenomena means? That you don't see it?
You
What's the
can
point in using the
you
word
can-
observe then?
You can read a book.
No,
And
that's
then
not a
come up
natural
with a
phenomena,
question.
reading a book.
No, you can come up with a question after reading a book.
But that's not
And
science.
then you
That's
can
not the,
That's science,
not
though.
the method.
That's
This is
not
what I'm saying,
science.
Luca. You don't know what science is, mate. You think reading a book and asking a question is science,
Like,
then
I
wow.
can come up with a valid hypothesis right now.
Okay, let's do this
using
quickly.
what
True
we know
science is
already.
the elimination of belief.
Yeah, let's
A
quickly
valid
do this.
hypothesis.
Luca, do you
So what?
understand that? Yes or no?
Let's quickly do this for
Like-
Luca, guys. Can you see what's on screen, Luca?
Yeah.
What is that? What is that
Yes.
first thing? Ask. What does that first thing say?
Ask a question.
And what is ask a question detailed?
That's not even a
No,
good
no,
example.
no.
though.
Look, it's fine. Look what it says for ask a question. The scientific method starts when you ask a question about something that you observe.
Yeah, it's still. I don't like that. Though. It's still weak because you can observe a football and claim that's a.
Yeah, but look what it's saying. It's saying
You know what I mean?
how.
It should be a natural phenomenon, shouldn't it?
Yeah. But this is a very simplified way of putting it. You know what I mean? It's just making it simple for people that are incredulous to the subject.
Yeah, but-
Luca?
Yeah, but it's that simple that this is the sort of thing where Luca gets is that you just ask a question, you can just read a book and ask a, you know what
No,
I mean?
but look what it's saying. Because it's about what you observe. And it says how about what you observe, what you observe, when, who, which, why, and where, okay? So it's about observe. So the question is, What did I observe? What caused that observation, Luca? Understand?
No.
Okay.
Well,
Then you go.
You asking a question?
Keith Rogers backstage, mate.
Oh, I don't know. Sorry. Let me just. Hello, Roger.
Hello. I was just wondering how they did come to these conclusions when they can't test what they're talking about.
Exactly.
That's just
That's
my
what I said.
first question.
That's what I said.
But yeah,
Absolutely.
he's breaking down the scientific method for it. In order for that to be considered science, they got to be able to get out there and actually test these things, right?
Mm-hmm.
But they don't.
No.
That's the
Here's the
whole
thing.
problem.
You can observe from a book. You can even
No,
skip
you cannot
the
observe from a
observation.
book.
You
Okay,
can
Luca.
even skip the-
Luca, let's say you go
can even
outside.
skip-
Wait.
You can
Luca.
even skip the observe.
No, you
part,
can't.
and
Isn't the
you always
Luca.
Luca.
You
come
don't
up with a
observe
question.
from somebody else's words. You have to
But
actually
you can
observe it
skip
Okay,
yourself.
Luca.
Luca.
Luca. What happens
It's a
is.
waste of time with Luca, mate. It really is a waste of time.
It's really
No,
No,
because
Luca?
Yes.
you can.
Okay.
You don't even need
Okay,
to do
Luca.
the observation part.
Luca. It's
Yeah.
based on an actual observation. So that means it has to literally be observed in reality. If it's not observed, it already falls out of the realms of science. Okay? Now, once you have observed this natural phenomena, you will work out what is the cause for this natural phenomenon. So what you'll do is you'll have to go to backward research to see if anybody else has tried to figure out what caused this natural phenomena. Okay? So you first observe it, then you go and do research about it, and then you're going to construct a hypothesis. Now this is when it comes to, we ask you, what is a hypothesis? So how do you construct a hypothesis according to this, Luca?
According to, well, constructing a hypothesis. What? A hypothesis is an educated guess about how things work. It is an attempt to answer your question with an explanation that can be tested.
Wait. Keyword
good
that, wait. That can be tested, correct?
Yeah.
Okay,
You
good.
need to build an experiment later on to test the hypothesis.
Okay.
After the hypothesis.
So a good hypothesis allows you to do what? To make prediction. If I
To-
do this, then this will happen. Understand?
Well, you design an experiment to test your hypothesis.
So
Yeah.
you working out what the IV is, the independent variable, that will give you the desired effect, which is the DV, the dependent variable, because the dependent variable is just that. It depends on the independent variable. Correct?
Well, yeah.
Which requires physical manipulation.
Well, yeah, you manipulate the IV to transfer DV.
Great. And that already debunks gravity.
It's an assumed a force, Luca. They assume that gravity is there. There's an effect that they.
Hold on a minute, Roger. Hold on a minute, 2 seconds. Wesley, you can't telling people they don't know science. What's wrong with that? He's telling Luca he doesn't know science because it's true.
Yep.
Simple as that.
And we
That's
just
how you
proved
spell
it.
kind.
And we just proved it.
And that's how you spell kind. You spelled kind wrong.
Yeah. Sorry, go ahead. But you understand what I was making now, Luca? Can you
Sorry,
show
Roger.
us step 1 for gravity, please?
Well, I guess you observe mass attracting mass, basically.
That's not gravity.
Or, well, it's an effect of gravity.
No, you.
But it's not gravity.
That's not gravity. You. So we asking you, where's gravity observed?
Like, all around us. If you jump, you fall down. That's
No,
gravity.
that's falling down.
That's-
That's not gravity.
Well, we say it is, so...
Okay, let's make it this way. What is gravity?
Gravity is just the bending and warping of space-time, according
Okay,
to Einstein.
you heard that. So where do we observe bending and warping of space-time?
Just
Keith, quickly.
mass
I'm
affecting mass. That's
Thanks
what
for coming, Michael.
bending-
Appreciate it, man. It was great to have you. Almost ending the show and you're here until the end. That's quite cool.
2 days in a row, bro.
Well, you weren't here earlier, were you, PJ? I said to Keith, I forgot when I was talking about clocks changing that it brought show closer, like, so
I know. So
I have an hour before bedtime.
I know. I was thinking it was going to be 8:30.
Yeah, I did. I thought.
Because I always forget it. He stays the same. So it's kind of weird when you think about it. Because I even put my stream for later tonight. You know what I mean, rather than earlier. You know what I mean? So yeah, crazy. Because it was 6:30 it started for us. Rather than 7:30.
When I lived in Flagstaff, they don't change times there neither, and I lived there for 21 years. Man, it's like everybody else is like weird to you. You got to adjust your time for everybody. When you don't have daylight savings time or whatever the hell they call it.
But the best thing about it is you get less daylight.
Yeah.
Crazy.
I guess.
But thanks for
Right,
having
right,
Michael.
anyway,
Blessings, man.
bless.
See you tomorrow. Cheers, man.
Yeah. See you later, Luca.
Later, Michael. Bless you, man.
See you later, PJ. See you later, Derek.
Cheers, guys.
Roger. Bye.
Gravitational lensing. That's it.
Oh yeah, that explains it all.
Wait. What has gravitational lensing got to do with observing space-time bending?
Well, like the galaxies or clusters bend background light into arcs.
No.
Right?
No.
That's what Einstein said.
Can you see a mathematical fourth dimension bend?
Well, they just say bending.
No. It's a very simple question. Can you observe a mathematical fourth dimension bend?
Well, I don't really observe that.
So you don't observe gravity?
Well, technically, no.
Great. So gravity's not scientific. Well done.
Like I said, you don't need. You can skip the observation part in the scientific method and just.
No, you
move
can't.
right
Then
on
it's
to the-
pseudoscience.
No.
Yes,
you can,
because then
you
it's
can
correlation,
use
not
what
causation.
You already know.
Because then it's correlation, not causation.
You can use what you
Luca,
already know.
can I
to come up with a
wait,
hypothesis.
Luca, can I claim planets are designed because fairies mate with pixies?
You can claim that, yeah.
I don't need to observe it, correct? But I can say it's science. So the reason we see planets
You
is
need
because
you need to be able to test that, though.
Great.
The other parts of the
Great.
scientific method
Great.
still
And
stand.
you know what my test is, Luca? I see planets
What's
in the
your
sky.
test? You need an experiment.
Yeah, my experiment is I go to America, I look at Mars, I can see Mars. I go to India, I look at Mars and I see Mars. There we go.
You don't see fairies.
I don't need to see fairies. You don't need to see space-time bending, so why must I see fairies?
Well,
That's kind of hypocritical, don't you think?
That's kind of like your whole point.
Yeah, don't you think that's hypocritical, though?
We just say bending of space-time to paint a clearer picture.
No.
Like, of what's happening.
You're supposed to observe the cause. You're supposed to observe the natural phenomena that you claim, okay? So your natural phenomena needs to be... your natural phenomena needs a cause that has to be manipulated.
Look, gravity isn't itself... Like, it isn't usually the ivy. Like, itself.
So it's not the
like,
cause. So
So
gravity doesn't cause things.
Usually the ivy.
You call it a scientific theory. Gravity is a scientific theory, but how can it be when it can't even be tested? A theory needs to be tested.
A theory is tested.
You
exactly.
That's part of the scientific method, isn't it? The test.
Yeah.
That's how you prove the cause.
To be a scientific theory, it has to go through the scientific method. If gravity can't even get past observed phenomena, it's not science.
Well, what about when two balls attract each other in that Cavendish
No.
experiment?
We want you guys to observe natural phenomena first. Two balls attracting one another is not observed natural phenomena.
What about just falling? That's a observed phenomenon.
Okay, cool. We observe falling. What's the cause for falling?
What causes it?
Yeah, what's the cause for falling?
Well, that's when we need to come up with a hypothesis.
Great. What's your hypothesis? What causes falling? Great.
Well, I guess mass attracting mass. Then how's that?
Mass attracting mass
Can mass
is
attracting
causing
mass
falling.
be the hypothesis? It's a mass attracting mass is a hypothesis. You can say mass attracts mass causes things to fall to the ground because, well, there's a big mass underneath us. So
Okay, great. So things are falling to the ground because mass attracts mass. How are you going to manipulate the independent variable?
Well, I guess to manipulate the IV to change the DV would be to do an experiment using different size mass balls, or at least isolate. You do an experiment where you get two balls, like the Cavendish experiment.
No. You said, wait, sorry, Cavendish is not falling. You claiming things fall because, wait, you claim things fall because mass attracts mass. So please go and manipulate mass and drop it to see if it's going to stop it from falling.
I can show mass attracts mass. That should be enough. I don't
Your hypothesis clearly states things fall to the ground because mass attracts mass.
My hypothesis.
So your independent variable has to be mass.
No, my hypothesis is mass attracts mass.
So your independent variable, the manipulated variable must be mass, correct?
Well, yeah.
Okay, so how are you going to manipulate the mass?
By grabbing two masses and doing what the Cavendish did.
Again,
I guess.
Cavendish is not falling.
Yeah, but
it's not replicating observed reality. Wait. It's not replicating observed reality. No, that's torsion twist. We want you to science requires you to observe a natural phenomena, realize the cause for that natural phenomena, and replicate what you saw in that observed natural phenomena. Cavendish doesn't replicate things falling to the ground. So again, your cause for things falling to the ground is mass. How do you manipulate the mass to show it's falling to the ground because of that mass?
But my hypothesis isn't about things falling.
It is.
It's about
that's literally observed phenomena.
No,
so you don't observe something falling?
I do observe.
So that is the natural phenomena.
Stop!
Why are you contradicting yourself? Why are you contradicting yourself? Wait, Luca, why are you contradicting yourself?
Luca, why are you talking at the same time?
Why are you contradicting yourself?
You don't listen.
Must I write it down for you so you can see your words that you said?
Sure. I say I observed things falling, and that made me come up with a hypothesis of mass attracting mass.
So mass attracting mass caused something to fall to the ground. That's what he said, guys. Am I understanding this correct?
Yeah, basically.
Yeah.
Okay.
So the mass attracted the mass. We got it.
So please manipulate the mass. Please manipulate. Wait, Luca. Please manipulate the mass to show that that object is not falling to the ground.
So now what I have to do is create an experiment that shows mass attracting mass.
You have to create an experiment that shows mass is the cause for that object falling to the ground.
Not really.
Yes, really. You have to replicate what you observed in reality.
We need to isolate that gravity, buddy.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I think you just observe something falling. I don't think you observe mass attracting mass.
The reason he
That's
doesn't...
what you say it is. You observe something falling to the ground. And that's
Luca,
it.
I'm sorry, PJ. The reason he doesn't want to do this is because he knows it's density ratios. It's got nothing to do with mass attracting mass.
No, it's not.
Yes.
No.
If I change the density ratio between the object and the medium, can it go up?
The observation
can the object go up? Luca, can the object go up if I change? Can the object go up? In other words, rise away from the Earth instead of falling if I change the relative density ratio between the object and the medium.
Well, like what, helium or something?
Okay,
helium
let's do it this way. A ping pong ball. Will it drop in air?
Yes.
So that's observed. We see a ping pong ball falls there. What if I take that same ping pong ball and stick it inside water? Will it rise to the surface? So it goes away from the Earth.
Technically, yeah.
What was the manipulated variable there?
I guess the medium.
The relative ratios.
Well, water and gas are different. That one's a gas, one's a solid.
What if we take the same
liquid
ping pong ball and drop it in sulfur hexafluoride?
Well,
will it float?
I think it would.
It will.
It will.
Well, will it?
It floats.
It will.
So we can
density, dude.
Can say that we can say that a ping pong ball floats in liquids and
no, we're using gas, just gas. So we got ordinary denser medium of gas, and we got just normal atmosphere of density of gas. The one shows it falls and the one shows it rises. The manipulated variable was the ratio of density between the object and the medium surrounding it. So that totally validates that the cause for things falling is the ratio of density between the object and the medium that it's in, not gravity. So no mass attracting mass. I didn't need to create a false equivalence experiment that has nothing to do with things falling to try to prove my point.
Well, actually, that's normal.
Because I replicated what we observed in reality.
That's normal. Like, the hypothesis can be different from the observation.
It needs to replicate.
Normal.
It needs to replicate what you see.
No.
Yes.
It can be different from the observation. That's normal.
No.
You prove something different from the observation. What?
Yes.
Okay, Luca, you said mass attracts mass, causes things to fall to the Earth. Yet you don't want to experiment showing things falling and rising from the Earth.
Well, you prove something other than your hypothesis, and that proves your hypothesis.
My hypothesis was just about mass attracting mass, nothing else.
No, so your hypothesis was things fall due to mass attracting mass. So your hypothesis is about the things falling, Luca.
But it can be different from the observation.
You are literally a retard. Sorry. Excuse me, guys.
Mad. That's so mad what you're saying, Luca.
It's normal for the hypothesis to be different from the observation.
Yeah, but you're saying you prove you find you've got results different from your hypothesis, but that proves your hypothesis. That's what it sounds like you're saying to me.
Well, the hypothesis is all that matters here.
Wesley brought up a good point earlier in the chat. He's saying that mass attracts mass, and it's a force, right? With the larger the mass, the greater the force. Am I not mistaken? Would that be if actual mass is what causes gravity, then the larger the mass, like don't they even scale up gravity on Jupiter to the point where you can't even stand upright?
The larger the mass, the stronger the gravity.
Yeah. So I mean, would that create a faster fall if you're falling to a bigger mass? Wouldn't the rate you actually fall at go faster?
Yeah.
Okay. So, but he's telling me I'm crazy for some reason. He didn't say that. So, can you demonstrate this happening anywhere? That the larger masses actually attract things faster?
Yeah. What happened on the moon?
What happened?
The moon has a lower mass, therefore things fall at slower rates.
I know. The funny thing happened on the way there. I know that.
And so we were there on the moon.
Yeah.
So when they dropped the feather, how fast did that fall compared to the hammer on the moon? You know, the little Falcon demonstration they did?
It fell at the same speed.
Okay. But I mean, did it fall faster?
Well,
no, it didn't. So wouldn't gravity create a faster fall if it was a larger one or a smaller one? Yeah, I think so.
We observed that it did fall slower than on Earth, right?
Did it?
Yeah. Yes, it would have fallen slower than on Earth because it's a smaller mass.
That's hard to show, isn't it?
Well, if you analyze the footage like MC Toon did, he showed.
Stop bringing MC Toon up. He's got nothing to do with this.
Stop.
So you're talking about the rooster tails because that's the only thing I've seen Toon actually demonstrate. So.
Well, it wasn't a debate. He was having a debate with about the moon landing.
You mean he was having a tantrum? He doesn't debate. He tantrums. He tantrums.
But it was on Monday debate.
He never debates tantrums.
But yes, in short, objects fall more slowly on the moon because gravity is weaker. Well, lunar gravity is weaker than.
You've been there.
That's the point.
Okay, on screen, Luca. On screen, Luca. You say observation. You see things fall to the ground.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so let's quickly draw the ground. Ground is green. Let's make a ball. We're gonna make a ball fall to the ground, okay?
Mm-hmm.
It's a ping pong ball, whatever. Okay, which way is this ball going?
Well, down.
Down, okay. Cool.
To the ground, yeah.
Okay. So, according to you, this ball falls to the ground because mass attracts mass.
Mm-hmm.
So, in other words, let's make it the same color. The mass is moving towards this mass, the ground.
Mm-hmm.
So, what's the cause for this?
It's mass attract mass.
The mass of the ball.
Well, yeah, the bigger, the smaller.
So your independent variable is the ball, correct? The mass of the ball.
Well, that's why. Hold on, you don't usually do independent variable or dependent variables in the hypothesis.
I know this was hypothesis. We're setting up experiment.
Oh, okay.
So the IV in this experiment is mass of the ball.
What do you mean the DV is things fall to the earth?
Because it's replicated to what you observe. Changing the mass causes the ball to fall to the earth. Because that's the cause. You're trying to work out what the cause is. So you need to replicate the observed phenomena. So you pick up the ball and you see it falls to the ground. So the cause for this was the mass of the ball, correct?
So, what's the difference between density and mass? Let's see if we can pull that out of our butt right quick.
Yeah, Luca, what's the
Denser
difference?
objects do. Sorry, I was going to say, do denser objects fall faster than lighter objects?
Well, yeah, the small objects would. Well, not in the case of like a balloon. But if you let go of a smaller balloon and a larger balloon, the smaller balloon
It
would
depends on its
beat
friction.
the larger balloon in a
Yeah,
way.
like a golf ball actually goes faster than a smooth ball would because it has divots in it, right?
Mhm.
The aerodynamics are the cause of that.
Yeah.
It's
Got
all
less,
about
less
resistance.
wind resistance. So
I guess the DV would be the
thing. The
well,
DV is the
okay,
observed
if-
phenomena. It's the dependent variable. So in other words, if you
If-
change the mass of the ball, it's what causes the DV. You're wanting to see what is causing this. So the DV is always the observation, the replication of the observation.
No.
Yes, yes,
Okay.
yes.
My thing is, if mass attracts mass, then objects with greater mass should show proportionally greater weight on the same scale, right?
Okay, so we're going to do a scale.
That's
Okay.
if I'm right.
Okay, so in other
So
words, it's
the
not
IV
wait. So it's not observation of things falling then.
So the IV is what? In
Wait.
that?
You are claiming your observation is things falling.
No. The DV would be weight. What's the IV?
You claiming? No, the DV is not weight. The IV is the weight. It's the mass.
No, the DV is
The
What?
DV is the
No, the
observed
IV is
phenomena. You dipshit. Come on,
the-
stop this, man.
the IV in this
Okay, let
case
me do
would
it
be
this way
the
for this
object
guy.
mass.
Let me do it for this, because this guy doesn't seem to understand this. What is a DV in a scientific experiment? Just for Luca. The variables being measured or tested, the dependent variable in the science, and is the outcome depends on the manipulation of the independent variable. It is what the researcher observes and records to see how it changes in response to the changes made by the independent variable. Let's go to Scribbler. So, the independent variable is the cause. It's the value. It's dependent on the other variables of study. The dependent variable is the effect. Get it? It's the value depends on the changes of the independent variable. What is the effect of changing the mass of the ball? Luca?
Well, the effect of changing the mass of the ball, if you were to make that ball bigger, then I guess it would have a stronger gravitational attraction,
Oh, my
you know,
word.
it would produce...
Hey, where's G? How's it going? Maybe you have more luck than this guy. I don't know.
Yeah,
What do
what's
you mean?
your what's
bigger
your
object
hey
has
Luca.
more-
Hey Luca. Hey Flatzoid, what's your alternate hypothesis to gravity?
I already gave it earlier. It's the density ratio between
Whoa.
the object and the medium.
Okay. So Roger brought up a great point. Why do things at higher do you agree that things at higher elevation fall down slower than things at lower elevation?
Slower? No, they don't fall slower. They fall faster. There's less
Oh.
air resistance.
Word.
Well,
Well,
that's actually not true. The higher up
Yeah,
you
that's
go, the
not
less
true.
you weigh.
Yeah, that's right.
Okay.
Why are you
Again,
laughing?
because there's
Personal
less.
dis-
Because you have less air pushing on you, the higher you go up. If you can literally test this by
thought it was
sticking you can
medium.
take a scale. Yes, it's medium. You can test by putting a scale in a vacuum chamber with an object, and as soon as you remove the air, that object gets lighter, proving it's not gravity giving the weight.
Okay, so how come in a much less dense medium you fall slower?
You are not falling slower due to the medium. You are weighing less, like you said. You're not falling slower. Okay, weighing less and falling are two different things.
Well, things
You
when
fall
you drop
faster.
something.
You fall faster through a less dense medium. Hence, Felix Baumgartner, was he going faster with high altitudes than when he reached the
No,
denser?
his acceleration was
He
much
accelerated
slower.
much faster the higher he was up.
No,
Yes. You reach terminal
No.
velocity much
Okay, how come
sooner
you-
in a
how come-
denser environment.
there's less force the higher you go. Why?
Because you have less resistance.
Wait, so you you have less force the higher you go, but you have more acceleration?
Okay, let me place it for you this way. If you're on the ground, is the air pushing on you?
Is the air pushing on you? Yes.
Is the air pushing on you when you higher up?
Sure.
As much as it is down at 14.7 psi?
No.
Great. So let's place it in this way. Let's say I place a 5-pound weighted vest on me. Is that pushing me down?
Yes.
Okay. Now let's say I take that weight and I place a 2-pound weighted vest on me. Is that pushing me down less?
Yes.
Now I take that weighted vest totally off. Is it pushing me down at all because I don't have a weighted vest?
Okay, yes.
No, it's not pushing me because I don't even have it on.
Yeah, it's light. You're lighter.
So,
Okay.
yeah, the air.
How come?
The air is pushing down on you when you are lower in the denser medium. That's why I said, so you weigh more on the ground because you got air pushing on you. When you go higher up, you have less air, so therefore the air cannot push on against you like it does lower down. Now that is weight. That is not falling. Falling, you fall faster the higher you are up. If you've gone skydiving before, you would understand the higher you go up, the faster you fall until you reach terminal velocity.
No, if you jump off from 100 feet, you fall much more acceleration than if you jumped up out of 10,000 feet. And this has been tested many times.
Sorry, say again?
If you jumped out of a plane at 100 feet, you would fall at a much higher acceleration than you would at 100,000
Yeah,
feet.
because why? The air is pushing you down,
Yeah,
correct?
why?
So you have more
What?
the air is pushing down on you, correct? At 100 feet.
But it's more dense. Wait, hold on a second, Luca. Hold on a second. But the medium is much denser. So why would you fall faster if the medium's much denser at lower?
You got more force attributed on you.
So you can go through denser things faster than you can at less dense things.
Okay, remember like I just explained to you the weighted vest. Okay.
Yeah, I don't know how that has anything to do with
how
medium.
do you know how net forces work?
Yes. Do you understand how density works?
Yes, I do.
Okay, so why would you fall faster through something that is thicker than something that is much thinner? I can run through air much faster than I can water.
Okay, let me place it another way. Because the net force is stronger with something helping pushing you down.
Okay, so what are the forces involved in pushing you? Let's just say jumping out a 100-foot building versus a 100,000-foot plane.
The air is helping pushing you down. So you have more newtons attributed to you when you're at 100 feet compared to 10,000 feet. So your net force, is greater to accelerate downwards.
Okay, so why?
Feet.
Okay, fair.
Yes.
Why is there more?
It's the same as, let's say you push a car. It's easier
Why
when
is the
you
air
are
pushing you down?
Look,
why is the air pushing you down?
Because air is pushing on you. It's got force against it. It's called Pascal's.
It's pushing all around.
It pushes all around, correct? But it's described in columns. But it's described in columns of air.
Why is it pushing it down?
Because it's air on top of you. It's the
he
same.
wants to say gravity. It's what he wants to say.
Yeah, it's what he wants to say, but it's not.
I want to know what he thinks.
Okay, what I'm trying to explain to you is, if you push a car by yourself, it's kind of hard.
It's demonstrably false.
Wait. It's kind of hard, correct? Now, if you get 4 people helping to push that same car, you have more force pushing that car. You can push that car faster, correct?
Okay.
And you're pushing it through exactly the same, on the same altitude, same medium. Now, let's take that same car, go up Mount Everest, for instance, and you find a plateau there. You can push that car now easier than what you pushed at the bottom, correct?
Okay.
Because there's less force pushing down on that car due to the air.
Yeah, but it would
and
be counteracting.
The medium is less dense.
So, but you fall slower through a less dense medium. It's just weird.
No, you don't fall slower. You fall.
So you
do you know when they test your gravity in a vacuum chamber? Okay, does it come to 9.8 meters per second?
I don't know. I haven't done that.
Yes.
I don't.
Now, when you put those same objects not in a vacuum chamber,
yes, the acceleration, yes.
Now, when you put it in a not a vacuum chamber, well, in the vacuum chamber without removing the air, does it fall 9.8 meters per second?
No, because you have the friction.
Great. You understand? So you're not falling slower through
so
medium.
You do fall slower. Okay, so why, if you reduce the medium, why do you fall slower?
You don't fall slower.
So you disagree? You disagree that the force is less at the top of Mount Everest than it is on sea level?
The force attributed on you by air is less.
Okay, but you do fall. Okay, if you let's just say without air resistance, let's just take
on the top of Mount Everest that you do on the
wrong.
bottom of Mount Everest.
That's scientifically proven wrong.
Felix Baumgartner literally proves that.
How
fast did Felix Baumgartner fall?
Hey, Flatzoid, when did he jump out of a 100-foot building and test it versus however high
he was slower?
When did he do that?
He was going slower when he hit terminal velocity at lower altitude than when he was high up.
Yeah, because he can't accelerate, right? Because he's already
accelerated past. Exactly.
So how did you compare the?
Now in that wait. So in that
no, don't jump off.
In that medium, when he hits terminal velocity, okay, can he hit that same terminal velocity at a high altitude?
No, the terminal velocity will always change as you get closer to Earth.
Because the medium's getting denser.
Yep, but he accelerates a lot slower.
He accelerated much faster because he had less friction on him, correct? Less resistance.
Wrong. If he jumped out of 100-foot, out at 100 feet, he would accelerate faster than he did at 100,000 feet.
Did you test that yourself, Wesley?
No, did you?
No, I didn't. But how fast did he fall? What was the rate he got to when he jumped?
Okay, so you would agree with me that in order to say what you're saying, we'd have to have him jump out at 100 feet and then starting at zero velocity from both. He didn't do that, so I don't know why you keep going back.
Well, he's going to reach the ground a lot quicker. He's not going to be able to get to the same rate he got to from his previous jump.
That doesn't matter for acceleration.
Scale the two up. So you're making a claim here that you haven't tested.
It doesn't. So is Flatzoid. It doesn't matter.
So let's test it. We'll get you to jump out of a 100-foot building.
It has been tested. You think you weigh more at the top of Mount Everest or less?
Weight is not falling.
No,
okay.
You weigh the same.
Okay.
Weight is the force. What is force?
Weight is the attributed force on a scale. Okay, so.
Okay. So what is force?
Felix Baumgartner.
No, hold on a second.
You tell me I'm wrong about Felix Baumgartner, but this is telling you wrong.
We're sticking on the topic.
This is the topic. Felix Baumgartner fell fast at higher altitudes because of significantly less air resistance, like I said.
Okay.
The thinner atmosphere allowed him to continue accelerating towards Earth for a longer period before drag became a major opposing force, which is the opposite of a typical skydive.
Okay. Where does it talk about acceleration in this?
Just read it out.
Where? Where's acceleration?
Accelerating. I literally got it.
Okay, so where does it say he was accelerating faster in this?
He allowed him to continue accelerating towards Earth.
Okay.
For a longer period before drag. Okay. Remember, I was making the point about drag. Became the major opposing force. That's why I asked you about net forces.
Okay. If he'd have to do it at 100,000 feet and then at 1,000 feet, right? In order to compare, starting from zero. You accelerate faster closer to the ground than you do up in the air. that completely debunks RDD.
No, it doesn't. Okay. Supersonic speed. His low drag body position and the thin air allowed him to become the first human to break the sound barrier in freefall. Something that is not possible during normal skydive from a plane.
Okay.
He hit supersonic speed in just 34 seconds.
Why are you reading this? What's your point? What's your point of reading that?
It took him 34 seconds to hit supersonic speed. Can you show me at 100 feet how you're going to hit supersonic speed, please?
What's your point here?
Higher up, he accelerated quicker.
Where does it say that?
He hit supersonic speed just 34 seconds after jumping.
Okay, so where does it say
Can you show me where
faster?
any skydiver hits supersonic speed, please? In 34 seconds, by the way.
Tell me when they do 34 seconds.
Nobody in a skydive history hits supersonic speeds, and they stay in the sky at least a minute or two. He hit supersonic speed in 34 seconds.
Without pulling their chutes? Without pulling their chutes?
Yeah,
you sure about that?
Yeah.
Okay.
Show me a skydiver hitting supersonic speeds in 34 seconds of driving over a plane.
And he had a farther distance to fall, right? So all I want you to do is point out
we're looking at the
where
34 seconds, yeah. We don't even have to look at the distance. 34 seconds, he hit supersonic speed. Can you show me someone in history
to hit what acceleration is? What's acceleration?
Show me someone in history who hit supersonic speed in 34 seconds when skydiving. Go ahead. Because your argument is the lower you are in altitude, the quicker you accelerate, correct?
Yeah, that's provable.
No, this is telling you wrong.
Okay, what you're talking about, the force of air resistance. If you take that out, if you take air resistance out, you fall faster down at Earth level. If you put it in a vacuum, you fall faster down at Earth level than you do up high.
Have you tested this?
Why?
It doesn't matter. You put the vacuum up high, it's still going to do the same.
Have you tested this?
No. Hold on a second.
Have you tested
If you put a vacuum... Hold on a second, Flatzoid.
I'm asking, have you tested this? It's
What?
a simple yes or no question. Have you tested this?
Me personally?
Anybody?
Yes.
Can you show me this?
Yeah, they put a vacuum chamber at 0 altitude and then high up on a mountain.
Do you have a link for this?
No, I can find one for you though. You want acceleration testing at different altitudes?
Would be great.
Would that be helpful for you? Do you agree that hold on, let's just agree. Do you agree that you weigh more at the sea level than you do on top of a mountain?
No, you don't. You weigh the same no matter what. It's the medium.
Hold on a second. I don't care about the I don't care about the medium. Whatever medium it is. Go ahead. Do you weigh more at?
If you can replicate the same amount of air pressure, you'll weigh the same.
No, it doesn't matter the air pressure.
Yes, it does.
Okay.
The net force is different.
On Earth, Flatzoid, on Earth, do you weigh more at sea level or up higher?
Yes, you weigh more at sea level because there's more air pushing on you.
Okay, so force is equal to what? This is not a gotcha. Force is equal to what? What?
Force is equal to area.
Force is not equal to area. Force is equal to mass times
acceleration.
MA. Force is equal to mass times acceleration, okay? We're taking Flatzoid at sea level and then Flatzoid at Mount Everest. And you agreed that at sea level you weigh more than you do at Mount Everest. Both of the M's are the same. You have the same mass down low as you came high.
But you're not controlling your variables.
It has nothing to do
for you, Wes. Hold on.
Hold on. The equation is force equals mass times acceleration. That is all the variables right now.
Okay, can you define mass for us?
No, we don't. It's fine. We don't have to get to that. The thing is, he's not controlling the variable. You have to make
force.
If you want to claim this claim you're making, you would have to make a controlled environment on top of Mount Everest as the same as ground. Have you managed to make this controlled environment?
Force is equal to mass times acceleration. So yes, nothing else plays into that. So force equals mass times acceleration. So at sea level, you weigh
Again,
more. Therefore, your
reason you weigh
acceleration is
more.
more.
The reason you weigh
Let me
more.
finish why are you talking over me?
Because
Why are you
I'm
talking over me?
correcting you. You've already told me this like 4 times, and I'm correcting you every single time.
So your acceleration is more at sea
There's
level
no
than it is
acceleration on a scale. Okay.
Force is equal to mass times acceleration. Are you telling me there's no acceleration? Then there's no
Am
force.
I accelerating right now?
Yes.
No, I'm not.
What is weight?
Yeah. It's not acceleration, dude. Sorry.
What is weight? What is weight a
Weight is
measurement
the
of?
pressure attributed.
No.
Yes.
No.
That's why I say, just because you want to say F equals ma means mass is equal to attribute of force of acceleration, doesn't actually make it true just because Newton says so. Okay?
Oh, so you
Because
okay?
he
So you do
describes
agree,
it. Wait, because
you
Newton
disagree with force
wait,
equals.
because Newton describes it that way doesn't mean it's acceleration.
Okay, so you don't agree with force equals
I
mass
don't
times
agree with it
acceleration.
100%. No, I don't.
What do you mean 100%?
I agree with the principles that he's trying to explain, but I don't agree
What
with its
principles?
acceleration. There's no acceleration
Yeah,
with
what
me
pr-
sitting now. The only
what
reason I have a
principle?
force attributed on this chair is because I'm denser than the medium around me. I'm not accelerating.
Yeah, you think
It's
we're
because
accelerating all the
yeah,
time.
it's because my net force is greater than the resistance force. Okay?
What principles do you agree with Newton on force equals ma, and which ones don't you?
The way
You
he
said it wasn't
explains it
due
is
to
correct,
acceleration.
just not saying that it's acceleration.
Say that one more time.
The way he explains it is great. I just don't accept that it's acceleration because I'm not accelerating.
Oh wait, what causes the force then?
The density ratio. What I'm saying claims closer to Einstein's general relativity.
Wrong.
Yes, it does.
Okay, so how?
My body, because of its mass, its ratio, relative density ratio, is warping the air around me, which causes me to accelerate, in your opinion. So when I jump out of an aeroplane, my body is warping the air around me to move. The difference where
How's it
I have it with
warping?
Einstein is I
I
am
thought you said
actually
it was
moving.
displacing.
The difference I have with Einstein is I actually am moving, where he says the Earth is moving.
What about when you stand on Earth? You're not moving.
I'm not moving.
Yeah.
Can you show me that
So
I am
your
moving
physics
right now?
breaks down when you
Can you
move.
show me
What's-
that I'm physically accelerating right now as I'm sitting on my chair?
Yes.
Okay, show me how.
Stand on a scale.
A scale just measures the pressure you're attributing on that scale. Just like the pressure I'm attributing with my butt on this chair. It's not acceleration.
Okay, so then predict how much you would weigh at 13,000 feet.
What's that got to do with what we're just talking about now? You are falsely attributing. I told you,
That's
prove to
science.
me. No, I said prove.
That's
No, it's not
science.
science. I'm asking
Yes,
you.
it is.
No, it's not. I'm asking you to
If you have
prove
a
to
theory,
me.
you
No,
have to make predictions.
I'm asking you to prove to me, based on your claim that me sitting in this chair, I'm accelerating. You are not able to do so.
Yes, I am.
Okay, I'm sitting still. Am I moving?
Step on a scale.
Am I moving? Wait, am I moving at any speed right now?
No.
What is
Well, not
acceleration?
relative.
What
Yes.
is what is acceleration?
In your
What is
in
acceleration?
your
You are.
What is
in
acceleration?
your-
Wait.
let me-
What is
in
acceleration?
your reference frame, you aren't moving.
No,
You're
no,
right.
no.
In your reference
What
frame,
is
you're moving.
acceleration?
It's a sense of
It's
speed.
definitely not area.
No. What is
Versus
acceleration?
area.
It's a change in speed.
So
Yep.
which requires movement.
Yes,
Yep.
and which we are.
Am I
all
moving?
doing.
Is my butt moving right now?
We are.
Not in our reference
We are
frame.
constantly accelerating
Yeah.
around the sun.
I'm not. No. I want you to prove, without a doubt,
You may be
scientifically,
able
like
to,
you
but
claim,
I'm not.
scientifically, I am accelerating on my chair right now.
Step on a scale.
I am sitting on my chair. Prove to me I am accelerating on this chair, please. You just told me you agree that I am moving 0 miles per hour. You agreed with me acceleration requires movement, speed. Yet I do not have speed, therefore I am not accelerating.
You do, but I know, I understand it's a hard, complex thing to grasp, but you are moving, just not in our reference frame.
I am not moving at all.
Yeah, west is always relative,
again,
you know?
To prove to me scientifically, you have to show observation of your claim. There is no observation.
I agree with you, Flatzoid. I agree with you. So now, for your theory, make a prediction of how much you would weigh at 10,000 feet.
I don't need to make a prediction because that's a total red herring
of
what speed. No, you're trying to move off of your claim of claiming that you can prove with science I am accelerating on my chair.
Yes, I can. But you don't like it. It's fine.
You literally agreed with me. I'm not moving at any speed.
In our reference frame. You don't want to
Sorry,
use the
that's not
part
science. Science, and you agreed with me, you have to
science
observe. Are you observing me accelerate?
What?
Are you observing me accelerate?
I can.
So you're observing me accelerate right now?
Yeah, if I free fall, you are accelerating.
Are you observing me accelerate right now?
No, because you're not on screen.
I am on screen.
I don't see your video.
I'm on YouTube. Everybody can see me.
Your video's not up. Your icon is there.
I'm on YouTube.
YouTube it is.
Oh, sorry. I can't see it then. Oh, okay. Yeah, if I was free falling toward you, you'd be accelerating
toward
me.
So you would be accelerating because you are moving when you free fall.
No, I don't weigh anything when I free fall.
You don't need to weigh because your net force is 0.
Exactly. So
the net force.
you're accelerating toward me.
Do you still apply a force when you're free falling?
Technically, in relatively, no.
You do.
Relativity,
you
no.
do apply a force while falling. You do know.
How come you don't weigh anything in free? How come you don't weigh anything in free?
The resistance force is the same as your force. You are still applying a force, and the resistance is also applying the force, which which cancels out the net force, which makes it 0. Doesn't mean you're not applying a force. It just means Newton was retarded. I mean, Einstein was retarded because he wants to claim the Earth is rising up to meet you when you are physically falling to the ground.
If we had no ground, you would not be able to tell who was moving. So 2 airplanes coming at each other.
I can easily tell who's moving.
Oh, okay. 2 airplanes moving at each other are moving toward each other. How fast are they each moving?
They're both moving, correct? Planes move relative to the ground.
That's what I said. You can't see the ground. Listen a little bit. You can't see the ground. How fast are each of them moving?
You look at your instrument on the panel.
Leslie?
What?
Where does this happen?
Look at your instrument panel. How's that? The air resistance is calculated.
No, you don't have an instrument panel.
Yes, you do. It literally calculates based on it literally calculates based on the barometric pressure and how fast you're traveling through the air.
Can you not do a simple thought experiment? Can you not do a simple thought experiment?
It's literally how mechanics work on a plane. You wanted me to answer you. I'm giving you the mechanics.
Okay, you're skydiving, but you're going toward each other.
Okay, I'm skydiving. How do you think I'm able to wear? How do you think I'm able to wear altimeter watch when skydiving? And I can close my eyes.
Okay, I'm not asking.
And I can close my eyes. I can close my eyes and know exactly what altitude I am, so what speed I'm falling.
No, I'm asking you what is the horizontal speed toward the other skydiver?
You're not falling horizontal, you're falling vertical.
You can't fall horizontal?
No, you don't fall horizontal. You fall vertical.
Yeah, but you can move horizontal as you fall, right?
Yeah, but you're not falling horizontal. Horizontal is a straight line.
I understand.
If you're falling on a slope, that's not horizontal.
I'm trying to do something.
Interrupt you guys both for a second. I got to leave.
Hold on a second. One more thing, and then I'll let you go.
You're gonna let me go. I'm gonna leave.
You're falling and you're headed toward each other. You jump out of 2 separate planes, aiming for each other. You start falling and you're heading toward each other. How fast are you moving toward each other?
It depends on how much air resistance you have.
Okay. How do you determine which one's moving and which one's dropping straight down?
People are moving.
Huh? No, not if you. Let's just say one guy just dropped from a helicopter.
Wait, both people jumped out of a plane, correct?
No, I'm going to say one out of a helicopter and one out of a plane.
Great, and that helicopter and plane were moving, correct?
Nope, the helicopter just was stationary and dropped
stationary.
you.
Okay, great. Helicopter standing stationary, planes coming, and they both jump out.
Yep.
So when the guy jumped out of a helicopter, did he accelerate?
No, not in the horizontal direction.
You don't accelerate in a horizontal when falling. It's vertical.
Agreed. All I'm asking you about, I'm not asking you about acceleration. I'm asking you velocity.
And when the guy jumped out of the airplane, did he start accelerating too?
Yep.
So they're both moving towards the ground.
Yep. I'm not talking about that component.
So
I'm talking about how
both of them are moving. The ground is not moving.
I'm talking about how they're moving toward each other.
So it's observed both are falling.
Are you trying to deflect, or is this?
I'm literally telling you, both are falling, so they're both accelerating. So in other words, they're both moving.
Yes, but I'm asking you in the horizontal,
how
vertical.
Am I wrong when I say I'm sitting on my chair? I am not accelerating.
I'm talking about the horizontal movement. Do you understand this or no?
I know what you're saying. They're moving towards each other.
Yeah, how do you know? How do they know which one is moving?
They are both moving. How do they know?
In the horizontal, Flatzoid, I'll make this real simple.
They both accelerate.
I'm talking about horizontally.
It doesn't matter. They know.
You don't want to answer.
They know because they accelerate.
I'm talking about toward each other horizontally.
They are accelerating towards each other too.
No.
Yes.
How? Okay. Why are they accelerating toward each other?
Because they're able to glide off the air.
That causes acceleration?
Yes.
You sure about that?
Just like if you go, let's say if you ever go to the beach and you do boogie boarding or body surfing, you're using the water to push yourself.
They're
using the air to push themselves. So they are accelerating towards each other. They are both moving. This is observable, repeatable, measurable. Guess what? When I'm sitting on a chair, there is no observable movement, no measurable movement, nothing.
Yes, there
the
is.
only thing that is measurable and observable is stationary 0 miles an hour acceleration, making my point.
I can measure you moving.
Okay, measure me moving right now, please.
If I were to jump out of a plane above you, I'd see you moved closer toward me.
Okay, how's that measuring me moving?
I can see you get bigger. So
that's not measuring me. That's measuring you moving. You jumped out of a plane. Are you accelerating?
So you say.
No, when you jump out of a plane, are you accelerating or am I?
Do you not understand relativity?
I understand it. I'm just trying to tell you how dumb your sounds. When you jump out of a plane, do you physically feel the resistance of the wind?
Sure.
Do you physically accelerate?
In my reference frame, yes.
And me just sitting here with my chair, not moving at all. Am I accelerating?
Yes.
There's no hope for you, man. Sorry.
I'm
sorry, Wesley, as much as I love you, bro. There's no hope for you. If you don't understand that you, even in my reference frame, I see you moving towards me, just as you see yourself moving towards me as well. You can try say, hey, it looks like I'm moving towards you. But that's really idiotic because you can feel yourself accelerating, you measure yourself accelerating, and you can literally see the ground getting bigger because you are moving towards it.
If you get rid of reference frames like the ground and like air resistance, you wouldn't. That's the whole point of relativity.
Also not true. Philippe Baumgartner didn't need air resistance to feel his acceleration while he was falling at 220,000 feet.
You want to make a bet about that?
My dad was a Green Beret. He jumped at
what?
My dad was a Green Beret, and he did a lot of paradropper jumps at places where he needed air oxygen masks, where there wasn't a lot of air. And believe me, he could tell you could feel acceleration when falling. The same as when when you climb in a car and there's, for instance, let's say a nice hump or something and you speed up and your car ramps and you feel that falling, that's the same as soon as you jump out of an airplane. If you've ever gone skydiving or bungee jumping, you'll know what feeling I'm talking about. Have you ever been skydiving
No,
before?
yes, because you were stationary.
Do you feel that force of the
you wanna know
liquids?
why?
Wait, that force of the liquids in your body pushing up as you jump out.
Do you want to know why, or do you not want to know why? I can explain it to you if you want to know why.
Go ahead.
Because when you stay at the same vertical, you are having an opposing force, meaning the ground. But then you accelerate downward. Once you are in free fall, you will no longer feel it.
So you do accelerate.
If you got rid of air resistance.
Okay, now my question to you again. Do you feel the liquids in your body being pushed upwards as you jump out of that plane?
Like I said, yes, because you are accelerating. Once you get out of that plane,
so
you are
it's
no longer...
not me accelerating. You asked, how will you know you're accelerating? There we go. You have a force of resistance inside your own body. This is why G-forces are a thing, man.
Flatzoid, you're missing the whole point.
No. You debunked yourself.
When you jump, you are going from one position to being pushed upward to now you're free falling. That is a change in acceleration. Once you start the free fall, you no longer accelerate.
Okay.
You won't feel it.
Okay, let me put it in another way for you. If you climb in a car and you start accelerating and you're getting pushed back into your chair, you feel the organs in your body pushed back as well.
Yep, you don't feel that in skydiving.
Yes, you do.
As soon
as you jump out of a plane, you feel your inward body parts, you feel the blood rushing up as you start accelerating.
Because you changed from staying at one vertical to moving.
So you
Once
are
you
moving.
Are moving.
Oh, okay.
Yes, you're moving.
So you're accelerating. Well done. Make my point.
No,
thank you.
No, in reference to the ground. If you're ask your dad this. Is your dad still alive?
No, unfortunately not anymore.
Okay. If you ask any skydiver, if you took wind resistance away, you think they have that feeling the whole way down, Flatzoid?
How's wind resistance got to do with what's wind resistance got to do with the fluids in your body?
Sorry, air resistance.
Yeah, but how's air resistance going to do anything with the fluids in your body when you accelerate?
No, you would feel. That's what I'm saying. You would feel the acceleration because of wind resistance.
No.
Flatzoid.
You feel the acceleration with the fluids in your body because it's rushing upwards.
So you think they have that same feeling? So you think they have that same feeling all the way down?
Not all the way down, no, because your body...
Why not?
Because it starts getting to an equilibrium.
Because you're not accelerating.
You accelerate until you hit terminal velocity.
I'm talking about without air resistance. You said without air resistance.
Without air resistance, you can go greater speeds until you hit terminal velocity because it needs to have a balance of the resistant force to the accelerator force.
So you said you would feel acceleration because you'd feel the fluids go up.
Yes.
Once you jump out of the plane. Hey, listen. I understand. When you jump out of the plane, you're accelerating. As soon as you leave the plane, you are no longer accelerating.
Yes, you are.
You think they feel those fluids go up the whole time?
I never said the whole time. I never said the whole time.
Why? You're still accelerating, right?
Until you reach terminal velocity.
I'm not talking about terminal velocity. You never hit terminal velocity. Do you feel it the whole time?
You never hit terminal velocity.
I'm doing an example here. Felix Baumgartner. It took him 34 seconds.
To hit.
Do you think
it took him 34 seconds to hit supersonic speed. He didn't hit the terminal velocity in 34 seconds.
Right. Okay. So it was more than that. Do you think he had that same feeling of acceleration that whole time, that 34 seconds or whatever it was till he hit terminal velocity?
It got less and less apparent.
Why, if he's accelerating the same amount?
Because your body gets used to something. You know, you can push. No. You can, for instance, push something like your thumb on your arm for long. Okay. And eventually you will stop. Eventually you won't really feel it anymore. Because your body would have got used to that feeling.
Like after days, sure. But
no,
you would
not
feel
after days. It's the same thing. It doesn't mean I'm not pushing my thumb on my arm anymore. It's just I'm not registering that much anymore because the initial is always greater.
How come when you're falling, they call it weightless.
Because of zero net force. Because the balanced out forces, that's why.
So you're saying, so what are the forces that balance?
The resistance force to the accelerator force balance out. Which means
So why
you're
do you
still
keep falling?
moving, you still have a speed, you just have a constant speed. You just don't accelerate anymore. You've hit a speed. That means you're still moving at, for instance, let's say you hit terminal velocity and you're moving 100 miles an hour. You're still moving that 100 miles an hour.
No, I
Even
agree
though
with you.
you're
I
at
agree with
terminal
you.
velocity, you're at zero net force. Doesn't mean you're not moving
No.
anymore. You're just not accelerating anymore.
I agree with you 100%. I agree with you 100%. But do you understand what Einstein said when he in relativity?
Yeah, he's saying if someone is falling, unless your reference frame, you're not going to know who's falling or who's rising.
Well, it's even a little bit more nuanced.
Which
That's
I
part
think
of
is
it.
ridiculous. That's what I'm trying to explain to you. Based on real world
Yeah, but-
application, that reference frame analogy is just an excuse to say things aren't actually falling when they actually are.
If you took all your references away, including wind resistance, if you did it in a vacuum chamber with zero references, you can't see anything.
I
Okay.
can guarantee you can take
You're
a blind
assuming
person.
a vacuum chamber? What?
Wait, you can do this. I can
Yeah.
guarantee you can take a
Yes.
blind person, okay? And you can stick them in a container box and drop them out of a plane. They will tell you exactly when they started falling. They don't need any
Yes,
reference frames.
started. Do you understand start falling is an acceleration, right?
Mm-hmm.
But if they were able to fall infinitely, they would not know it.
But infinitely is just hypothetical. It's not reality.
Agreed.
We are talking about reality. And the fact that they are able to initially know that they are accelerating already proves my point that they know they are the ones falling, not the Earth rising.
How do you know that they weren't accelerating upward? How do they know they weren't accelerating upward in the plane?
Well, why are you assuming?
Hold on a
vacuum
second,
chamber?
Derek, relax.
Well, dude,
How do you know-
dude, you're making assumptions and then putting out
I would
false
love,
assumptions.
Wesley, sorry, I'd love
It's a
to go on,
great
but I've
point,
actually gone way off over my time, and I did promise.
Okay,
my
let
wife I
me
wanna go
just say
tonight.
one more thing, and then you can
Okay.
correct it. Okay, I'm going to say one more thing. If you take them up in a plane and you accelerate them upward, let's just say it's an elevator, and when they stop at the top floor, they're going to feel like they're accelerating downward.
Upset? No, you feel it. Yeah, you accelerate down. You feel like you're accelerating downward because you feel your fluids
Yep.
going up. Yeah.
But they're stationary at the top of the elevator. They feel like they're falling down because the elevator was slowing down, but they're not actually falling down.
Well, it depends what speed it's going. I mean, it's so slow, you
Nope.
don't really tell a difference on an elevator.
If you take one of those high-speed, high-rise planes, or take a roller coaster all the way to the top,
Have you ever fallen with an elevator before?
You mean like out of control?
Yeah, like, let's say it falls. 1 or 2 stories, it doesn't matter, just falls.
Yeah.
Okay.
No, I haven't. No, I've never been in an uncontrolled elevator. I hope
It's
I
the
never
same
am.
as it's the same as a 0G plane. Okay, it's the same as the vomit
No,
comet. Now what happens
can
is
you respond to my comment?
you can feel almost as if you're weightlessness, but you are falling at a roughly the same speed as what that elevator is falling down. Okay?
Okay, this is the last comment. How can you respond to this comment?
Okay.
If you are a blind man in a container and you are in an elevator that goes up and then it stops at the top floor, that would feel like you're falling.
No,
Okay, tell me why.
because an elevator is far too slow. Let's say you make a fast acceleration up. You're going to know because it's going to push you towards your chair. If you're going normally, you're just going to know, okay, I'm going up. They will usually know this based on just vibrations because, I mean, you got an ear. Okay? But let's say you get to the top and now you're stopped. You're not going to think you're accelerating. You're going to know, okay, something is different now. I've stopped.
No, as it slows down, you will feel like you're falling.
No.
Okay, you test it out next time. Get in an elevator.
The only reason you'll feel like you're falling is when the thing's actually falling, because the liquids in your body will accelerate up as you fall.
Say that again.
The only time you will feel like it's accelerating, like you're falling, is when the elevator actually does fall or go down. You can actually do this yourself, guys. Go to the top on an elevator on the top of a building, close your eyes and let someone press the button without you knowing, let it go down. You'll eventually know it's going, you'll immediately know it's going down. You'll immediately know you've stopped. You'll immediately know. I mean, people have
next time you're in a fast moving elevator, I don't know if you have any big elevators. We do here in Chicago, but if you close your eyes and you're going up at a constant velocity, when you get to the top, you're going to feel like you're free falling because the elevator essentially is decelerating.
I think it gives you a feeling of a shifting in your stomach, but I don't think it makes you feel like you're falling.
No, just try it.
It gives you a feeling of that there's a change.
Weightless.
I don't think it gives you the feeling
remember,
like
there's not enough force for you to have a conservation of momentum.
It's displacement. It's not weightlessness. What are you talking about?
But I mean, there's not going to be enough force on an elevator because it's not moving fast enough to have the momentum, the conservation of the momentum of your body, of the fluids in your body to move up. You understand?
Derek, it's just like if you're on a roller coaster, you're going over the top of a hill, you become weightless. You get pushed up against the braces. You essentially are weightless. It is weightlessness. You may if it doesn't slow down fast.
If you're weightless, then why are you feeling it?
Well, that's because you're decelerating.
So
try it next time, everybody. That's our homework assignment. You go home, go on an elevator next time. Close your eyes when you're halfway up in an elevator.
I think where we're going. I think where I'm going in December now. There's an elevator. I hope so. If there's an elevator, I'm gonna do it.
Yeah, if it's only 5 floors, don't try it. But if you go up
mine's is only 9. I don't.
Yeah, and it probably only goes like 5 miles per hour.
Yeah,
but the ones that go like 60, like here at the Sears Tower.
I could get ones like that.
No, but okay, Wesley, a homework assignment for you. Okay, so if God made Earth before the sun, according to Scripture, how is it you're able to make it match according to the heliocentric belief?
It's a great question. It's the same.
No, it's not. No, it's not a question. It's a challenge.
Yeah, and I my answer still stands.
What answer?
Yeah, I'll tell you again from yesterday. The same reason I believe that the Pharisees aren't actually.
No. We're not talking about belief. We're talking about what you actually.
Flatzoid's got to go.
True.
You guys can carry on talking, but I'm just going to end this here. But Wesley, I'd love to have this discussion with you further, man.
He doesn't want to look at that.
Yeah. Okay, Derek. Are you leaving it on reality or you got to go?
Yeah, I got to go, unfortunately, but it was great having you guys on. Thank you all for the super chats. Appreciate you guys on the panel. Wesley, love you, brother. Love you guys on the panel as well. Appreciate you all, guys.
All right, take care. God bless.
PJ, you got a show.
Yeah, in about an hour, 40 minutes, 50 minutes.
Okay, so catch PJ live. You guys rock. By the way, Charles, great stream last night. Guys, catch it up. It was a great discussion. And
it was.
Yeah,
it was good.
I'll see you guys all tomorrow night. Many blessings. May the pressure with you. Cheers, guys.